Hello, and welcome to episode 48 of JDUB and Friends. It's been a minute since I've done this, so I'm going to be a little bit rusty, but I have two friends with me today, LevinLightsaber
Yep.
and Andrew over here.
Dude said yup as his intro. He was
Yeah,
just like, yup,
I got
that's
with that
me.
tank kill. I mean, I've been on here a few times already. Like, what's
Yeah.
Okay, so they know you. The audience knows you. Well, hi, I'm
Yeah.
Andrew. Nice to meet you. I go by that one, Andrew, sometimes, but yeah, you can just call me Andrew.
Now, before the stream started, or before I actually went live, you missed it by like a couple seconds. I watched Andrew get up and look for something Persona that we were having a conversation about. And I'm pretty sure I've seen him get up angry before like that when he's talking about the Cowboys' terrible seasons that they've been having the last 20, 30 years.
My whole life,
Soccer.
actually.
Soccer, dog, your karma will be deserved, man.
Well, okay. Here's the problem, though, about the karma thing. They already won. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They already won. And some teams, some people, and let me just get this out right now. As the resident Cowboys fan,
Yep.
Some people who are about my age or younger, 28 or younger,
Yep.
those 5 championships, I don't give a damn about them. I was not existing. So, like, yeah, 5 times Super Bowl. That sounded great. I'm sure it was fantastic. Troy Aikman is a commentator to me. He's never been a quarterback for me.
And not a good one.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've seen the Giants win twice. I've now seen the Eagles win twice. Go ahead, Washington.
Yep.
Complete it.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Honestly, soccer,
in.
just let them win the division. Let them go in for the memes. Let's give Andrew what he wants.
And my foolish, I like to think that I am actually a pretty level-headed Cowboys fan. I'm not one of those like, oh, this is our year and stuff like that.
Oh,
And even
really?
starting this season, for sure, I was like, no, we're going to need a couple more years.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Dak Prescott is playing so freaking good right now. It's like, if we had a top, or like the number 21 defense in the league, oh my gosh, I would be like, oh my gosh. But no, we have, I think, the 31st strength. It's like literally the worst
So you have
in the whole league.
Texans defense, basically.
If we had Eddie, it would be better.
If you had a competent GM, you'd be better.
Oh my God. I've been waiting my whole life for that man to pass on. And I'm like, no, he actually is going to live forever.
Dude's he's already looking like Palpatine. He thinks he's Palpatine, but he ain't. He is not shrewd like that, man. He's not on his level.
No, he's episode 9 Palpatine.
Oh God, he's washed. My goat washed.
Yeah.
Somehow. Okay, so what you're telling me is after 30 years, somehow Jerry Jones has returned.
Yep.
Thank you for spoiling the future.
Don't worry, he'll be all in next year.
We like our guys. We like our guys.
I don't even... The all-in thing, he must have just meant metaphorically. He didn't do anything. There was no all-in.
Bro just took a few steps back.
Yep. He went all in. He went all in and flipped the bird this year, at least.
I love that for him, actually. And he paid the fine, too. He's like, whatever, I don't care.
Come on, soccer. At least get Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Instead of that.
Hey, if I get sponsored by any type of Mountain Dew, I am fine to drink whatever. Anyone.
I will get Baja Blast and only Baja Blast. That is mine.
They're going to send you like raspberry or something. It's going to be gross.
They got a pineapple one now that like kind of looks like Baja Blast in terms of color.
Now you guys hold the fort for a second. Now I got to grab one because you're triggering something in my brain. Where I'm like, I need one. I need a soda now.
Right, Andrew, submit to capitalism. You know you want to buy the product. Consume product.
Yeah.
He muted himself.
Yeah. Now, for everybody that's...
let's talk hockey before he comes back.
Yep. Everybody that's watching, we're going to be doing some NFL picks. And right now, if anybody cares, let me go ahead and show you that currently Bengals Steelers are on 7-0 start of the second. Steelers are up. And it's a great passing game right now. Aaron Rodgers, 79 yards.
Imagine showing the two quarterbacks 10 years ago, and you'd be like, "This is gonna be the future in 10 years." No one would believe you.
Bengals, Steelers, Flacco, Mr. Elite against Aaron Rodgers, which crazy that I thought he was done. I thought he was washed. I thought, and he wasn't that bad last season. Like, given the circumstances, he wasn't terrible, but I thought there was zero hope this year on the Steelers. I was like, he's just gonna do nothing. But they're winning,
Yeah, it's not too bad, I guess.
While that their defense is also kind of mid, considering they got T.J. Watt and like some other guys like Fitzpatrick.
Sure, but even with I think it's fair comparison that when Houston had JJ, they weren't always like the best of the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so wild that their peak years they didn't have a good quarterback to go all the way. Like, I always wonder what if they somehow got Peyton Manning, they would have won 2 Super Bowls for sure.
Oh, probably, yeah, for sure.
With a good defense, yeah. But yeah, Steelers, Bengals playing right now. Who do you guys got for this game? I know all three of us do.
Steelers, dude.
Yeah.
I really wanted to pick the Bengals. I like to I don't know how in tune the audience is with our picks and our hero picks and things like that, but I got 2 hero picks on the season already, and it's because I like to be a little spicy with the picks. By the way, not to get too, oh, you need no extra information, but I'm making a little comeback on the picks of the week. Like, I started pretty rough, and now I'm like, kind of there with everyone else.
I'm catching up on RBM, with RBM who's leading, I think.
It's because I started actually picking legitimate. Like, I picked the Steelers. Like, the Bengals have zero hope. But would I like to see Joe Flacco beat Aaron Rodgers? Yeah, I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised that Rodgers has stayed healthy as long as he has this year.
Yes.
Honestly.
The O-line has locked in pretty well. The first 2 weeks he was running for his life a bit, but after the Seahawks game, they've really settled in, and he's hardly been pressured as much. I think like 10% of the time he's been pressured compared to before, which was like 22.
Not like someone else we know. Last I was talking about the Bills.
I was going to talk about Stroud.
Stroud has the Texans might be. It's not right, actually. That's a more. It's harder to be a fan of the Texans than it is almost any other team.
Ma, that's my team. I'll do it. Andrew, if anyone's gonna dog on the Texans, let it be the Texans fan.
I don't hate them.
I grill my teams hard.
I like Houston, and they used to be. Now the Jags and the Colts are actually looking good, but the AFC South was kind of rubbish there for a while, and the Texans owned it because they weren't dog water.
Yeah.
And then before that, the Colts owned it because they had Peyton Manning.
Exactly.
And now they got Daniel Jones, and they're still washing it.
And now they got Daniel Jones. Dude, Danny Dimes.
Which is so weird. As an NFC East, fan with Andrew here, we watched Danny Dimes have some of the worst years of his career, and yet they still paid him over Saquon Barkley. So that was nice.
So here's the thing about Daniel Jones, though, and this is where I'm like, to give him a little credit, and to where it's like it's the organization, not the player. I don't think Eli Manning is a bad quarterback. I don't think anyone would say, "Oh, Eli Manning's bad."
Right.
However, Eli Manning statistically was one of the worst quarterbacks for many years.
Yep.
Because the Giants organization is so bad. Yeah. So I would say any player that's on that Giants team, they could all be amazing. But it's just something. I mean, really, it's the coaching. Like, because they can't commit to one person. They have to flip recently it's been like every 2 years.
I feel like it's also management. It's a culture at this point.
Well, yeah. And that's what I think, too, is like, it's just a not really caring culture is what it feels like from the outside. Yeah. Like, especially the NFC East, as you're talking about, like a very diehard football conference. Yeah. And Philly and Dallas alone, those two, they care about football. And then Washington to a little lesser degree, but they're still like, they're there.
Snyder.
And then it's like New York. And it's like, New York kind of cares. I think they have more than 2 Super Bowl wins. You don't really hear about it a lot. Like they don't.
Right.
Yeah, they're there. You know.
Yeah, the fans care more than the ownership and stuff, basically.
I mean, it's the same for the Jets too. Like maybe it's just that building. It's just, it's just
Jetties.
That's a terrible stadium. Hate it.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
Yeah, isn't FedEx Field also pretty bad? I mean, that's where people lose their legs pretty much.
Or the whole stadium collapses in on Jalen Hurts as he's walking through.
Yeah, but at least now, because of like this whole culture shift with the removal of Snyder, everybody wants to play in Washington now.
Yep.
I mean, it's not looking good. They look like a potential man team right now, if you ask me.
I don't think they're looking bad. I think Washington's decent.
Yeah, something doesn't feel right with them.
Right. I think it's injuries. I personally, I think that's all it is. It's just injuries, and then, well, you know what? This kind of flows really well to what we were talking about right before we started recording. Of like, this season is just kind of weird right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone could have predicted that the records and the scores that we've seen were going to be this 6 weeks ago. Like, no one would have been. Maybe like the Jets. Yeah, no one had them winning a lot, or the Browns.
Show us the standings for the whole both conferences.
For injuries, just for Washington, they've lost a lot of guys.
Debo, no.
Yeah, Debo's questionable this week.
Terry's also hurt.
Yep. Yeah, they got a lot of injuries.
Dude,
Noah Brown.
Stack it up against the Ravens, dude. It's gonna be a wash.
This was a big one for them. That hurt. Austin Eckler losing him.
Oh yeah.
But, I mean, they all right, but let's see. Right now, the standings are AFC. You got the Patriots, which who expect the Patriots to be 4-2 this year?
Yeah,
after their dumpster fire they had last year.
Like
this year? You mean like the last 8 years?
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. That's not true. The first year with Mac Jones was good, but
apart from maybe the Niners, who everybody expected to be leading by now.
Yeah.
Well,
the Niners aren't even that they're. Give credit to the coaching team. They've lost guys too. They've got
they've lost their whole team.
Yeah, they got $90 million burning in the IL list, and they're still trucking.
I think there's some truth to that, but then there are some other I think it's just the lesser talked about team. Like the NFC North, I think is right where everyone thought they would be. They all have a winning record. The Vikings are still doing well. The Lions, yeah, they struggled in the Chiefs game, but to be fair, the Chiefs, you could either have a Patrick Mahomes vintage game or they're going to kind of be weird about it. But other than that, and then the Packers have been doing pretty good. They had a kind of a goose egg and a half of a game against the Browns and the Cowboys.
Oh, you love that, dude. You love that.
Well, the thing is even that Cowboys game, I don't think they were bad. I think that just shows how good Dallas's offense has been, that it doesn't really matter who they play. They've been just doing pretty good aside from week one, which I think week one for everyone was a little I mean, the Raiders beat the Patriots week one. That was weird in hindsight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the NFC North is about where everyone thought they would be.
NFC West is pretty good apart from the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Everyone else is 4-2.
Yep.
4 Cardinals.
Yeah, NFC South other than Saints, it's not bad, but
they at least have 3 wins. Yeah.
Yeah, not the worst division. Usually, they're the worst.
The Panthers don't
go down
that easy.
Oh my god, the Panthers, and I promise I'm not saying this because I'm a Cowboys fan. I promise I am the resident Bryce Young fan. Okay, and since I live in the Carolinas, I see the Panthers every single week play. They really aren't that bad. I see them bottom 6 every single power ranking and stuff like that. I'm like, they're not that bad. If Bryce Young doesn't turn the ball over, they usually win.
Yeah,
that was the Donald revenge game, by the way. Yeah, that's a good revenge game right there.
But the thing is, he did the exact same thing the week before. I watched that man run 200 yards the week before. Yeah, he just did the same thing. It's really strange, but it's like, hey, that could be like a dark horse playoff team. The Panthers come out of nowhere and like get a wild card, or they win the division. Who knows? Because I think the Bucks are doing are sustainable at all. I think I think reality is going kind of like the Eagles in the last 2 weeks, where you got to change something, or else it's going to start catching up to you.
Yeah.
So I think the Bucks, we could see them easily go like 3-3 over the next 6 weeks if something doesn't change.
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of teams that this week's their make or break week. I guess we'll see what happens, but yeah, we got a lot. Let's see. I think there's only Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo, Baltimore, the only bye weeks. Which it's so weird that there's so many teams so like bye weeks so late in the season, and there's some that are like way early in the season. I think the first buys were like week 5, which is nuts.
I think there's some in week 4 actually. It was really early this year.
Yeah, and then they want to add more games, but you're gonna have to add another bye week at that rate.
Yeah.
Honestly,
because you can't extend the season while also trying to keep the Super Bowl in the first week of February. You get to, something's gonna have to move around.
Well, I mean, no one cares about preseason. I mean, I know I shouldn't say that. The teams do, because it is important to the teams. The teams definitely like cut people and know who's going to start based off preseason. But I mean, didn't they already shrink preseason down like compared to like a few years ago? Yeah, so that's probably what it would be.
Another 9:30.
Go to a Jets game. No, Cleveland game for $27, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Eagles is 113. They're freaking Dallas is the cheapest game.
Jacksonville is 154.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's London. My bad. That's why I was gonna say. No way. Duval gonna be that expensive.
There was last season when the Panthers were really bad. There was a day where it was raining, and in Charlotte, and like 3 hours before the game, I kid you not, you could have gotten a ticket for like 20 cents. That's how much they're going for. I was like, dude, this costs less than a burger at McDonald's.
I remember like when the Rockets were really awful, they even had tickets that were more cheaper than like a McDonald's hash brown.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're literally like, just we'll make the money on the concessions. Come in, please. Just come through the door.
Yep. Now, since we are going to do some of the schedule, what do you guys think about games overseas, like Wembley or Germany, or even going to Mexico, I guess, which isn't really overseas, but still, it's not a United States game.
Across the board, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you,
fans?
Levin? How do you?
Spanish, so I'm gonna say Mexico. Good guys.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about certain other people, but that's it. I like Mexico City. I think they renovated that stadium too, Azteca.
Yeah, I think so.
For me, and maybe I'm thinking too big brain about this, or maybe this is exactly what the NFL is thinking, is I like the overseas games, and it is a pain for us for sure, because like these 9 a.m. games, or like even the teams have out there, because I don't know if you guys like have read like what happened, but they moved their whole training facility and stuff. Like it's not just taking a plane ride. It's we're moving everything. We're there for a week, sometimes 2 weeks if you're the Vikings, and we're like adjusting to time and all that different stuff. But my idea of this is like, okay, you go over to these other countries and you get the fans involved and you get them liking football, and then somewhere down the line, maybe you make a European league or something, and kind of like how the AFC and NFC used to be separate, maybe you have that separate, and then eventually they all kind of combine together. That's my thought part, because I don't think it's sustainable to have teams over there longer than 2 weeks for sure. I think 2 weeks is already kind of crazy, but because players aren't going to want to do that. Why would you? Imagine if that was your job. It was like, oh, I play in the NFL. I play for the Panthers. I got to go over to London for 2, maybe 3 weeks. It's like, what? Right. I'm not going to do it. So that's my big brain thought about it. It's like, I like it. I like seeing the international representation, and I like kind of just the cultural when they're showing the audience and stuff like that, and they're always just wearing any jerseys. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like they're repping every single team out there.
Yeah.
But I think the bigger plan is like eventually either we get NFL teams in Europe or what I think makes more sense is have some European league, and then you could have like some games against each other, maybe not the Super Bowl.
Right. Or have it like as a developmental,
like making like their G League or whatever over there. Yeah, for sure. give Europe the they're not so good,
Yeah.
they're gonna be pros one day. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they got. I mean, like this year they're going to Germany, I think, and then Brazil again. Which Brazil, that field was terrible last year for the Eagles Packers game. Everybody's flying around and it was just terrible. And then obviously England, Wembley Stadium, where Jacksonville's going because of Khan's own. Basically, that I think his dad owns that team that runs in Wembley. So, but yeah, we got a lot more fields over there that they could probably play on that they will eventually. Hey, next year we'll go to China. Who knows? We'll go to Asia all the way.
I honestly I do think like
Japan would work. Actually, they do like football, not as much, but they do like it enough. They got
if you think about like soccer or something like that, I mean, it makes sense. Like the other sports are already kind of like this. Yeah. So I mean, even basketball, they do have the Chinese league and stuff like that too. So I just think NFL, there's so much overhead. It's 52 on the roster, right. And then also it's like, hey, people get really hurt all the time. Yeah. But yeah, I do think that is like the goal for them. More teams.
How would
they
you
do
guys...
have a Chinese league? It's going to be where Ben Simmons will play next.
How would you guys feel about like if they did a game in Hawaii?
Since Didn't they do that with the Pro Bowl?
They used to have the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
I think it's fun, but that's probably going to be more suited for the West Coast teams.
Right. I mean, be kind of cool just to do it out there.
Yeah, I think I don't want to cut you off. I mean, finish your thought.
Well, I was like, how they have the Padres and the Dodgers played in Korea almost every year now, or Japan. I mean, you could have like, say, the Chargers and the Raiders play a game there or something, since those are typically the teams you might like there if you're in Hawaii.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I think about the American market, though, it's like I feel like any place that could really benefit from the NFL already kind of has it, plus a little more. Like you're talking about Jacksonville, and honestly, if a team was to move to overseas, it would be like Jacksonville because I don't think. Have you ever been to Jacksonville? It's a very small, interesting city. Like, and we already have Tampa down there. We already have Miami down there. So there's a lot of these other smaller market teams, which, to be fair, they've tried to get rid of. They got rid of St. Louis. They've got rid of, I know, other teams in the past where they've moved them out.
Houston.
But I think, like, I don't know, you think of Hawaii and it's like everyone's at the beach, right? Yeah. Who would want to go to an NFL game when you're in Hawaii, True. And I imagine the Pro Bowl was kind of a testing grounds of that, and probably no one showed up. Or the people that did show up were not from Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I think eventually we'll see some couple maybe new teams if they do it. But
I think so
it'll
too.
be a few more years because they got to figure out a way to get a team in each division.
You got to keep it balanced. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to redistrict everybody pretty much.
Yeah.
Or they just make a new division. Like, I mean, you could do it mathematically. It'd be weird and unbalanced, but like, if you did just make 4 new teams and they're all in their own division, and the AFC is like, okay, maybe they get one other playoff game or something. You know what I mean? Like, you could do it somehow.
Yeah. It could be like the NL Central for so many years where they had the 5 teams. And then once a new team came and they shoved the Astros to the AL.
Yeah. I mean, the NFL used to have 5-team
Yeah, weren't the
Divisions.
Cardinals in your division?
I was about to say, infamously, the Arizona Cardinals were in the NFC East.
Underrated Cowboy rivalry.
It's so weird.
Larry
It's so weird.
Fitzgerald.
It's so weird that basically a central team is in the NFC East, and there's still the Cowboys are NFC East, which is so weird. They're in the middle of this, country basically too.
It's all money. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, when with that Cowboys with that New York and Philadelphia and that Washington D.C. type of, and it works. I mean, it's weird when you think about it, but then no one really cares. It's like, it just works.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it'd be easy. Oh, good.
Oh, in hockey, the Dallas Stars are in the West. The Mavericks are also in the West.
Well, they're in the West, yeah. I mean, they're in Texas.
And then the South Oklahoma Rangers are somehow in the West.
Yeah.
In baseball.
Yeah, it's all weird and it doesn't make sense. I
was just gonna say again, Eagles and Cowboys. Is there a bigger rivalry in football? No. And you look at it on a map, they're not even close to each other at all. But it works. It works.
Yeah. I would say there's not a bigger rivalry in professional football, but I mean college.
We went to college.
That's fair. College.
Red River would blow it out alone.
Yeah. You got Michigan, Ohio State.
College is a different beast. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All their sports wish they could have the same energy as college rivalries, not just in football, but anything really.
Yeah,
I've been to some NFL divisional games, and don't get me wrong, it was fun. Both times actually were against what were the Redskins, now the Commanders, Cowboys and Commanders. But Kansas right here. I've been to KU State games. They're not even close to the same. Like college is like, no, we want blood for real.
Yeah.
And it could be just a small market, like it's Kansas. Come on, but it doesn't. Or KU and Mizzou. Oh my God, that's way more heated.
Yeah, like Texas alone has better rivalries in college, like just against each other. We're not even adding in Oklahoma. Like just A&M and Texas, or Texas Tech with the other two because they're like the little brother, and they hate that.
Yeah,
and like that already is crazy. And then you add like say California with some of their rivalries, and then the North with Michigan and Ohio
the
State.
the entire SEC, just the whole thing.
Alabama against the world.
Yeah.
Closest we ever got to like a rivalry that the college sports has was the Red Wings and the Avalanche in the 90s. So those guys always want to. It was fight.
Yeah, I saw what instigated that in the Beef History video. That is like, I kind of wish they knew what happened when that, because like they left not knowing that what they did to what's his name when he got hurt. They thought it was an accident, but then when they found, oh shit, that was intentional. Next year they go kick their ass first chance they get.
Yep.
I will say though, that the NFL does have something unique since it doesn't have like those deep, aside from like we said, the few like honestly a lot of them with I think Cowboys 49ers or Cowboys and Eagles, like those are the rivalries.
Yeah.
Cowboys and Packers to a degree now too, especially recently. But I do like how being a fan of the NFL for the last 16, 17 years, that's about how long I've been watching. So I was like 10. That you really get to see these the rivalries cultivate. So like Chiefs Bills, like that's a new rivalry and it won't last forever, but you look forward to it now. Or even like Chiefs Eagles, like there's history between them now. And you like to see that history happen. So that's something that's kind of cool with the NFL is that you get these moments of rivalries, and sometimes they do turn into something big, like the 49ers and the Cowboys, where they haven't played against each other in the NFC Championship decades. But it doesn't matter, because whenever they play against each other, we're going to talk about the catch, we're going to talk about the 80s and 90s, we're going to talk about how we're going to wear Dallas Sucks shirts, you know what I mean? Like, it's still there. So that's kind of cool that we do get that in
There's one more
sports.
rivalry you haven't talked about. The interconference ones, the 1 in 4 year types, like Philly and Pittsburgh is one I wish we had more, because like you ever seen when the Penguins and the Philly or Flyers were good, they wanted to kill each other too. Kind of not almost as much as Detroit and Colorado. I mean, Colorado hates the Dallas Stars because we own them pretty much too. But Interstate is very special. Just like also Texans and Cowboys. I love every time they face each other. It's good.
Yeah,
it is good. Yeah.
Was it 2 years ago? No, 2 years ago. It was fun. I loved that game. It was great. I know Dak wasn't in it. Cowboys fans insist he would have won, but let's be real. That team was cooked beyond belief.
Because I'm just gonna throw it out there right now. If Dak wasn't playing right now, the Cowboys would be cooked beyond belief. That's all I'm saying. And it's been like this. Dak, I was there with the who's better, Dak or Wentz thing. I think we all know the answer now. Like, Dak has always been a very solid quarterback, but his problem is that he plays for the Cowboys.
That was the same thing with Romo.
It was the exact same thing where it's just the organization. Romo, I stand by, one of the best quarterbacks of that generation. Like him and Phillip Rivers are like on that level of you replace them with some of those Super Bowl teams, they still win the Super Bowl because that's how good those quarterbacks were. But you know, maybe it is a Chargers Cowboys curse of there's just something. It's either injuries or management or draft bust or drama. It's a lot of drama. It's all the Cowboys are drama.
I'm telling you, if Jez just focused on the catch instead of trying to reach for the end zone, they might win that game against the Packers.
No, I'm standing by. That was a catch, and I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. How do you lift the ball up if you didn't catch it? And then whatever, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
The NFL's ridiculous too.
17-year-old me has gotten over it.
I mean, it was.
I'm upset.
It was the same catch since Ertz had in the Super Bowl, basically.
Basically, it doesn't matter.
I was gonna say something, but now I kind of. Oh,
that was the Atlanta season, wasn't it? Because that was the season that Green Bay then lost to Atlanta, and then Atlanta
they lost to Seattle. Remember that big comeback game, and then the big.
That was the Seattle one.
Yes, that was when they were down like so many points, and then they slowly came back, took it to OT, then they walk it off, play the Patriots for the interception.
The interception.
That one saved me from owing a guy $50, so I am forever thankful to Malcolm Butler.
Yep, that was a weird Super Bowl, very weird Super Bowl.
Oh,
that's a low scoring. Yeah, weird. Yeah.
Don't tell Bill the Fajita about it. Just don't bring it up.
That's a team that should have just ran it. If they were run it, they would have been fine.
That was the day that Russell Wilson's career died.
Yep,
pretty much.
It hasn't been the same since.
Not bad though. 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 win. I mean, a lot of people would kill for that. You know.
Oh yeah.
Hundreds of millions of dollars. He did fine.
Yeah. Update score. Pittsburgh is now leading 10-7 over the Bengals. But it looks like the Bengals are running down the field right now with their running game. Chase Brown's actually getting some yards. He has more yards than Flacco does passing yards.
It's not surprising.
So
we should have known better. It's an NFC North game. You can never guarantee one team's gonna win.
I so wanted to pick the Bengals.
I picked them last week and they choked me out. So I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I'm never picking the Titans. Every time I pick them, they lose. So even if it's like, oh, they're gonna play the 0-16 Browns. No.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you right now. Drake May is gonna cook on the Titans.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's going to cook, and that's why I'm starting Diggs because I think Diggs was a little quiet in that Saints game, but I think he's gonna
have a good
come back now. I think
Bills game.
Yeah,
he did get a touchdown. I think.
Oh no, he did good. He did good for the last 2. He was averaging almost 100 yards the last 2 games, and then the Saints game he just went. He had 1 catch that got called back for offensive pass interference, but.
What? How is it Scary World got $22 tickets? That's impossible.
Yeah,
that is crazy. Actually,
that's a good game.
They're not. Neither of those teams are bad, too. That's the thing. It's like, I think both those teams are flawed, but I think the whole NFC East is flawed right now. So it's like
that's the second best game of the late afternoon. The other one is the Chargers Colts, and that's gonna be a good one too. That's
you think
the
so?
best one for me.
I can see Chargers Colts going 1 of 2 ways. It's either going to be the Chargers are either going to win by like 2 points, or the Colts are going to eviscerate them.
I need Jonathan Taylor.
those are my two. Nothing else is gonna happen. It's gonna be one of those two things.
Yeah.
I need Jonathan Taylor to fucking cook, dude. I need him to give me a touchdown at 150 yards again.
Did you guys watch that Chargers Dolphins game?
I did not.
Wait, who won that? I didn't even.
The Chargers won it at the. It was. The Dolphins are bad. Tua sucks. He's been hit too many times in the head. He should retire, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
The Chargers won because by some miracle at the end, it was like 3rd and 15, and they're down by 2. And somehow they converted, and they got a walk-off field goal to win the game. And in my mind, people are like, oh, see, the Chargers won. They're doing good again. They're still leading the division, all that. And I'm like, they barely beat the Dolphins, and the Dolphins are actually a bad team. Like, there's no sugarcoating it. They actually are not good. Yeah. So...
Oh, now T. Higgins wants to be good. Now he wants to be good after I fucking cut him.
I'm going to be so upset if the Bengals win. I'm going to be so upset.
I mean, it would be the Aaron Rodgers way to choke.
Rodgers threw a pick. Yeah, he did throw a pick.
And then Rodgers will be like, yeah, this one guy who had this one play ruined it for us.
I was considering the Dolphins against the Chargers because the Chargers just don't like playing on the East Coast. They struggle whenever they play a team on the East Coast, like the Dolphins, the Ravens.
And I think also it's so funny because we keep talking about how it's a weird season, and I think it's only weird based off the record, not the play. Because when I'm watching these games, the Raiders are still the Raiders.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. They're not playing bad at all. The Chargers are the Chargers, and then the only surprising one is the Broncos. But then I look at who the Broncos have beaten. I'm like, well, it makes a little more sense now because they're kind of playing some tomato cans out here, and their defense is doing good, and they're barely beating the Jets, which is not good at all.
Yeah.
So that's what I could see the Chiefs just
almost beat the Chargers too, but they choked it. I think was it a turnover? I don't remember.
Well, the Chiefs are basically, if you think about it,
control
drop catch by Kelsey against the Eagles.
Right. And then you have an Xavier Worthy getting injured right away down in or Brazil or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So that's the only loss that I'm like, well, even against the Jaguars, it was like you have one bad throw.
Yep.
And then one, honestly, fluke play. that touchdown at the end, it was like,
yeah, dude,
I mean, Trevor Lawrence, sometimes he has that dog in him, But
a lesser quarterback would have just stayed down and lost the game.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was just one of those days where the Jags were destined to win and the Chiefs were not. But they're not. They haven't lost in an embarrassing fashion, kind of like these other good teams have. I feel like I've seen everyone else be like, what, like the Packers losing to the Browns. You're just like, what in the world? Or like Philly against the Giants of what the hell did I just see? That was, you can't do that.
No.
So,
but it's
still early in the season, but it's weird.
Yeah. Let's get to some picks for week 7. Obviously, we're not even halfway through the season, which is nuts to say. Week 17 good. Altogether. Yeah. It seems like it's been a lot faster or a lot slower this year. Usually it's like, oh, what week are we in now? Oh, we're week 12?
The first month always feels slow, but once we hit November, it just goes by like that. You're in Thanksgiving week, and then bam, you're in Christmas.
Yeah, that's true.
That's nuts. $237 for Soldier Field for the Saints and the Bears.
The Bears. The Bears.
Two teams again where I think they are better than the record show. I think the Saints aren't that bad, and I think the Bears. I think they're both adjusting to new coaches. That's it. They have some talent on the team, and they can actually be better than it shows.
Yeah, they got the New Orleans Saints have the Breeze problem where ever since Breeze left, they've been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we got the Rams. Los Angeles still should be the St. Louis Rams, my opinion. Versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, who won last week.
That's a good one.
On a trip in fall, or last 2 weeks ago. Sorry, on a trip in fall with them, and they lost to Seahawks last week.
I was about to say I lost to Seattle last week.
Yeah, it was week 5. But yeah, the Rams Jags game. Rams are, favored by a big margin.
Yeah.
Which I think is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, because it feels like the Rams get some sort of bump, and I don't know what, if it's their coach, I don't know if it's their quarterback, I don't know what it is, but like they're fine. Mm-hmm. They can sometimes look really good, and then sometimes they look confusing. Like that Baltimore game, last week, they went against a defense that was letting like 30 plus points a game. It was halftime, and they had like 12 points or something. I was like, what is going on? This is weird. And I saw them drop that 49ers game, so it's like, and then the Jaguars, I know they just lost to Seattle, but I think Seattle's like the actual dark horse. Hey, this team's actually really good that no one's talking about because they have Sam Darnold, and people still think he's Sam Darnold from 5 years ago, not last year. He was actually an MVP candidate. Yeah. And they barely lost to Seattle. So it's like, I think this is one where if I was a betting man, I would take Jacksonville, because I think you could see a pretty potential upset, at least with the with that line, because it is like a touchdown or something like that.
It is good for the Jags. It is good.
Oh, it's 3.5.
Yep.
And I think it would be, especially with LA's games recently. I do think that a field goal might be too much for them. That might be a lot.
Yeah, and technically it is a home game for Jacksonville because the owner...
It's their second home.
They love London.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll help out a bit too. But
I don't even know who I picked for this game, actually.
I will give... to be fair, the Rams losing to the Niners, I mean, it's a division game. So, like, no matter how good or how bad two different teams are, it's always going to be close because they know each other so well.
Well, that's true. Except I hear what you're saying, and yeah, division games can always be kind of a toss-up and things like that. But then there's certain points where it's like, okay, this team is clearly better. It's honestly the Cowboys and the Eagles, where coming into the season, Super Bowl champs, defending champs, and then you have the Cowboys, which you had confidence in their offense, but you're like, that defense, especially without Micah Parsons, is going to be rough. Was it a closer game that people thought? Absolutely. And I think even if they got the catches and stuff like that and they get their touchdown, I don't think the Cowboys are winning that game regardless. But I think that was more of it's the first week, and maybe the Eagles aren't taking them serious, and the Cowboys really want it and things like that.
Yeah.
But there are certain times where you're like, okay, this team is clearly just better. Yeah. Unless there's some weird thing happening. Mm-hmm. I think with the 49ers and the Rams, I think that's more of the coaching is clearly better for the 49ers. Mm-hmm. And Mac Jones is clearly not a terrible quarterback. Like, he probably could have a starting job somewhere.
Well, Kyle Shanahan's a really good offensive genius.
Sure he is, but it's like you're saying, they play each other twice a year, so like good or like offensive genius or not, it's not like he's out here winning Super Bowls, like people figure him out, people know how to beat him. LA knows how to beat him. Mm-hmm. But I think it's more indicative of LA's just, again, it's just like there's they're missing something there. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a run game. I know that hasn't been doing great.
Play. That's the other thing. Nakua might not play this week.
Well, that too is like, he got injured during that Baltimore game, which is why some people said, well, that's why they didn't score as much. But I'm like, if you're as good as you're supposed to be, and Matt Stafford is like as good as people say, which I like Matt Stafford actually, and I do think that he's still pretty good. I just want to see more, I want to see like, okay, where is this Sean McVay, offensive production. You won the Super Bowl, but I also know there's a lot of they went all in for that Super Bowl. You talk about Super Bowl or bust right there. That all those 1 year cap full were going worked. I mean, they got what they wanted, but I don't know.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll just say I think I don't remember who I picked.
I can tell you.
I can tell you
Jacksonville, dude.
I did. That's who I'd go with. I would go with Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville is gonna. It acts like Jacksonville has like 2 wins this season. It's like they're not bad.
Yeah. Their defense is really good.
Yeah, exactly.
They're getting turnovers. That's the thing. The offense, even if it's like maybe it's not elite, they're getting good positions to start with those interceptions. Like, didn't they get a pick 6 off Mahomes, like 98 yards?
That's what I'm saying. Like that pick 6 is kind of what that pick 6, and then the whatever the end was. Like,
that gave them the momentum. That's when the Jags had the momentum.
Yeah,
momentum is always a factor in games, and when you have that energy and everyone's like going for you now, like they're locked in, messes with even elite teams like the Chiefs.
Yeah,
for sure.
And
did you guys?
Did what they had to do. They scored, and a lesser team would have fallen, but the Jags were locked in. They just kept going down the field, and then they won.
Yeah.
That's why, like the division race between the Jags and the Colts is going to be crucial to determine how far each of them can go.
Mm-hmm.
But
I agree.
I took the Rams, but I might change that to the Jags because
I'm out here swaying people. So, that's fair.
No, I know. I forgot that he was hurt. Like I said, I didn't pay attention to those games because I was with my family. I watched like Wally and the old James Gunn's masterpiece, Scooby Doo. Peak fiction. I watch good movies, guys. I don't watch
of course,
garbage.
Yeah, I took LA for this game too, so
yeah, we got the math. I've got the list. I'm checking it twice.
I think it's like you said, LA's favored, and a lot of people I think are picking LA. But it's just watch out for Jacksonville.
Yeah,
watch out.
Yeah, I feel like that one could go either way. That's gonna be one of the games that could go either way. Same as Philly and Minnesota, and a few other games.
Okay, so yeah, is that the next one we're gonna talk about? Philly.
Probably,
come on.
We can do Philly, Minnesota if you guys want to do Philly, Minnesota.
It's whenever. I'm just very interested to hear your thoughts on that game because I have thoughts on that game, but I want to hear your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, Soccer, go first. This is your team. You got to talk about it.
So I will say 2 things about Philly. I am blaming the season on 2 people, and the 2 people are not named Jalen Hurts.
That's fair.
If you blame the wide receivers, I'm going over there, man. I'm hunting you down.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna blame 50% on the offensive coordinator because I feel like
that's correct.
He hasn't been like last year. We had Kellen Moore. He was running RPOs all the time. He, actually run the ball and do stuff with it. And this year it feels like for us it's hopefully throw up the ball or bust, and that hasn't really worked either. So then we try and go to the run game. That's not working because we can't get the pass game going. So it's like we're just gonna try and do something and see what happens, and it's like okay.
We're gonna tush push 4 times in a row. It's the only thing that works.
Yep. And then on the other 50% is going to Howie Roseman, which I know some people will be kind of surprised about that because I love Howie Roseman, but when all of a sudden you decide to get rid of basically most of the defense from the Super Bowl year and not re-sign, big names like Josh Sweat, for instance, who's having a great year. Williams is having a great year in New England now. You're just going to, give up that and try to sign these younger players who are now more injured than the players that you got rid of, but you're trying to get younger and pay the guys that were, going to be paid. I mean, Saquon could have, I know we got to pay Saquon because he had the 2,000 yards or whatever. But you're telling me he couldn't have waited one more year and then, paid him after this year?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So it's interesting to hear that. It's as division rival, hyper, especially Super Bowl winner. I'm like, okay, I gotta hyper analyze all this to see how could they potentially fall apart so that we have a shot. Yeah. And kind of what you said about about the defense crumbling. I thought it was so great when I saw in the offseason that all those guys weren't returning, but then people had the Eagles so high ranked. I'm like, the defense is why they were winning. Yes, the offense and Saquon and all that stuff. And I do think there's a lot of factors that go into that. Part of it is the offensive line, which is not the same anymore. You have those injuries, you had those retirements, whatever it was. But yeah, when I look at the Eagles, the things that are currently holding back, and Levin, I know you said don't blame AJ Brown, but I kind of do blame AJ Brown because if you noticed, you watched the game, they were not passing to him and they were winning. They were winning weird and they were winning a little fluky, but they were winning. The second he tweeted that, right away we're passing. Right away we're throwing to him. And it's like, okay, great, you're losing now.
Yeah.
And whatever you're doing before was weird, but you can't get Saquon going. The offensive play calling is, it seems like it is reactional of like, okay, what should we do this time? Or what should we do that time? Or people say, don't do the tush push because people hate it. But now we're going to do the tush push because we can't do anything else. And
everyone's coming.
It is that. And then you hear these things, which, I'm just a guy. I don't know shit, right? But you hear reports of like player only meetings and stuff like that. And it's something where the last 4 years, however long Nick Sirianni's been there. This is his 4th year, right? I think. Yeah. So either his 4th or 5th year. And it makes me wonder because he was in a semi-hot seat a couple years ago, even though he had just been to a Super Bowl.
Yep.
In my mind, it's always been more about Howie and the upper management and the roster building and a lot less on Nick Sirianni because just outside looking in, it's like there's a culture problem here. When things go great, I think the mood is good job, guys. Let's keep doing it. But the second, and we're seeing it again, we saw it 2 years ago with the 5-game collapse at the end of the season. Yep. And now, we'll see what happened, but they just got blown out to who people consider one of the worst. The Giants are a little iffy, but, they're not considered an elite team by any means. I have zero faith that Nick Sirianni is going to be like, okay, guys, we're going to turn it around and get, I feel like the culture there is just like, it's not good, especially when things are going bad. And that's a coaching thing. I think the coaching, when things don't just work like they did last year or 2 years ago, then that's when they all kind of crumble. And that's my opinion, though. It's like, it's a lot of these things, but I personally do blame the coaching and, like you said, the offensive calling, because I think both of those things right now are what's holding them back, which as a Cowboys fan, I'm like, hey, you do you. I'm like, sorry, I guess. But it does suck, too, because I do think there is legitimate talent. And even though I don't like the Eagles, I do like watching good players do good. And I like to see, like I don't want to see the Eagles lose because they're imploding on themselves. I want to see them lose because another team beat them. Like, it was a good back and forth. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like at this point that we either need to get rid of one. We either need to fire the offensive coordinator. We have 2 options that I've thought about that are good. Is getting either Frank Reich back, which he took us to the last Super Bowl, or we'll get our other coordinator back. Old offensive coordinator and coach Doug Peterson. Get him back to have him offense coordinator. So I don't know. We'll see.
Actually, looking at the Dolphins' schedule. To be fair, the Dolphins did beat the Jets. That's their only win this season, so.
Yeah, and then that was before Tyreek Hill. Well, it was during when he got his leg ripped off.
Yeah, it was, unfortunately.
Unfortunate, you say? I feel nothing for Tyreek Hill.
Sure, but I just meant like, when he regardless of him, like he is a very talented player, and like
He is.
I like to see talent. It's like, I don't know, anyone else, if they got injured but they're really good, it's like, oh well, that's unfortunate because
Wouldn't it
it's like
be
Aaron
funny?
Rodgers. When Aaron Rodgers' Achilles exploded, it's like, well, yeah, I don't like him as a person, but it's unfortunate.
Right.
Wouldn't it be funny if the Jets beat the Bengals because Joe Flacco is like, oh, this is not an AFC North team. I shut down.
Actually, like,
You can't tell me you couldn't see it.
no, I can absolutely see it.
Plus, the Bengals defense is ass.
Yeah.
It's still ass. I mean, that was a barn burner of a game.
But I'm telling you right now, that Jets offense, I think I've seen almost every Jets game this season.
Mm-hmm.
That Jets offense is trash. They benched Justin Fields today.
Yeah.
After the half, and they were only down by like 7.
Yep.
And they benched him. He didn't get injured. Nothing like that.
Yeah, they're down 10-7.
Yeah, and who's their backup? Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor, yeah.
So yeah.
Which I forgot he's still in the league. He's been in there forever.
Yeah, he went 10-22, and Justin Fields went 6-12.
Oh, we got some good games next week. All right, check this out. We got so we got the fucking Jaguars and Raiders. I think it'll be sneaky barn burner day for that one. I think that will be fun.
I agree.
Chiefs Bills is going to be great. I don't care what anybody says. It's going to be
Chiefs
great.
Bills, dude. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. Wait. Chiefs who?
Chiefs Bills. Chiefs Bills.
Is that next week?
The Battle of MAGA Country, man. Ooh.
The Bills play the Panthers next week.
No, sorry. Oh wait, I'm looking at week 9. My bad.
I was about to say the Chiefs play the Commanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at week 9.
Next week.
Jags Raiders week 9 is 2, but Chiefs Bills is going to be fun, dude.
I am very, very interested to see how that Giants Eagles game goes next week.
Yeah.
Oh, they're playing again.
It's right. 2 weeks. That's all. It's just 2 weeks.
They usually do that shit at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Dude, the Texans are about to get murdered. They're about to go on a losing streak, man.
That's not bad.
The Texans got to play.
Hurts isn't playing bad. They're just, it's kind of what we talked about last time. It's just like they just got things to figure out. Which again, it's better. It was better this week for sure.
Look, I'm going to give you a baseball analogy. You might have a Snitker-Cintron situation like the Astros offense did. They fucking fired them. So hopefully it'll be good. Maybe you should consider the same.
Speaking of baseball, the Blue Jays are up 4-0, which is unfortunate.
I think the Mariners don't care. They would rather risk it at a Game 7.
Right.
I actually think you're right.
Because the pressure is still on. You could afford a mistake. I mean, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather win. But, dude, I like how fucking Dave Roberts like, oh, we're going to really ruin baseball. Like, you already aren't. Fuck you.
Seattle's the only MLB team to never
appear in a World Series. Yes,
appear in a World Series. We could be witnessing history.
But I want to keep it that way. It's like, dude, okay, soccer. Who's the dude with the Yoshi icon and chicken server in the sports? The Pirates fan.
Oh, Blum.
Blum. Like, weird to see Mariners hate, bitch, division rival. You know what I say to you? It's weird to see Brewers hate. Like, who hates the Brewers outside of your division? I don't want to hear that shit. Fuck you.
A lot of people hate the Brewers.
Actually, yeah, a lot of people do hate the Brewers.
They're a lovable underdog. They're my division rival. They're our little bro, and they think they're hot shit.
I do think the Mariners are one of the most likable teams, probably because they've never won.
Yes, and I will not root for them ever because they're my division. I would rather give it to LA again.
It's like if the Browns were in the AFC Championship, and you're not a Pittsburgh fan or something like that, then you'd be like, yeah, go Browns, I guess. I don't know.
It'd be funny. Yeah, but guess what? They'll never get any sympathy now because they chose a fucking sex offender over.
Now, actually, it's worked out really perfectly because he hasn't really played for them. It's almost like we can just forget about that because thankfully he got injured and now he's just taking up valuable cap space.
Yeah.
Just like the script says, man.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad Houston was able to purge him with no issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice for Houston to do that for sure.
Yes, and I hated it when I saw like a sign from a Browns fan. Again, this is why I don't give them sympathy anymore. It was like, "Bitch, give me a massage." to make fun of the women. Like, fuck you, dude. Fuck all of you. No, I know it's not all of them, but that's pathetic.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'll figure out how to do this. Trying to think of how I was going to cut it together from last one.
You have plenty of time to settle on that, dude.
Yep. I'll probably just do it. All right. So yeah, this is part 2 of episode 48, I believe. Let me double check. Yep, 48. Cool. All right. So yeah, last week we talked about the Eagles, or our last stream we talked about the Eagles. So we'll go over some of the games this week, and then choose a few of the games for next week about picks. So yeah. And then we'll talk about we got Texans and Cowboys also, so talk about each of them.
Yeah.
My boy.
This week, right now, it's 9:34 at night. So Sunday Night Football is going on. The 49ers are up on the Falcons 7-3. Who do you guys see winning that game tonight?
San Fran.
Yeah.
I also see San Francisco winning, but I think Atlanta's going to win. And if that's a confusing statement right there, it's because I think the Falcons are unpredictable right now. Honestly, the whole NFC South is kind of wily and unpredictable. But I think the Falcons are on a hot streak, and I think the 49ers aren't. It's kind of like we were talking about before, where their strength is their coaching, but eventually the cracks of the injured roster start to show, and we saw that when they played. Oh god, it was Jacksonville. Is that who they went down and lost to?
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
So we saw that down there, and granted, the Niners are at home this time, but I think that Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to win, but I would pick the 49ers to win.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Now, all the games today, we've had a few good ones. Eagles finally get back on the winning streak. Hurts had the 326 yards, which is over 300 yards for the first time since last year. So it's been over a year now since he's had 300 yards. Vikings had Carson Wentz starting, and that was iffy for them.
What was his stats for today? Carson Wentz, 313 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, 46.3% QBR.
Yeah, sounds like Carson Wentz.
And yeah, Hurts had a perfect quarterback rating this week. 158.3, which is nuts. Saquon still trying to figure out the run game, which I think if the Eagles can figure out the run game and the pass game and have a complete game, that they're going to be really scary again.
I think it's wild how first you had a great run game going, but no wide receiving support. Now it's flipped.
Yeah,
they can't find that balance. It's either one or the other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jordan Mason for Minnesota rushing. Now Minnesota has not had the same rushing attack as when Adrian Peterson was there, and then I can't think of the running back they had after Peterson. That was all right.
Cook.
Yeah.
Cook.
Yep.
Yeah. It was Cook.
Whatever happened to him?
Last I knew, he was playing for. I want to say it was
Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, he's in Cowboys now.
Now,
was anyway.
I'm not here to like bring anyone down or poke any holes or anything, but I do want to know. So like, and we were talking a little bit before we actually started the episode officially about this game, and I agree that it's good to see that Hurts is throwing the ball out, and like there were some legitimate good throws there. I know a criticism that Hurts gets a lot is like his rushing touchdowns, half of them come from like the tush push, or his yards come from like check downs and stuff. But I didn't see that this game. It was actual like deep balls, accurate throws, and stuff like that. But as an Eagles fan, is there any part of you that's like, okay, yes, we're winning again, this is great, But then you look at the wins, and it's like, okay, we beat a Vikings team that's been, I mean, they're 500 right now, and it was Carson Wentz, and it still came down to kind of the last 4 minutes. We beat the Chiefs, but the Chiefs were, their offensive woes were still happening, and they were kind of in this weird funk at the beginning. We beat the Cowboys, and we already talked about the drop passes, the blocked field goal, and so is there any part of you that's like feeling a little like, oh, we still have a lot of work to do, and are we going to win next week against the Giants? Or is it more like, nah, I feel confident now. A.J. Brown's and Jalen Hurts are on the same page, and you're confident that offense is going to click from now on?
So I will say I am happier this week because it feels like we actually put 4 quarters together.
Yeah, definitely.
But I still feel like if we still have a little bit to work on, rushing game, like I said, is kind of iffy. I guess nobody figured Saquon will have another 2,000-yard season. But I also think we got some problems with the offensive line that, with the injuries and stuff like that we need to work on. But tackling's still a major issue for us. We still aren't great at tackling. But other than that, I feel like there's more that we need that to be positive about than there is negative after this game. But because we weren't getting interceptions, we got 2 today. But how much of that is Wentz, and how much of that is Eagles defense actually showing up. And this is another big one that I'm not a big fan of, is penalties. Our penalties have been killing us this year. 8 of 64. I don't know.
I mean, I can tell you right now that and Levin, you can jump in here too in a second, but just talking about Saquon for a second, like he's on pace to get about 900 yards this season, which I feel like is a massive drop off. For him to not even have 1,000 yards, like there is something interesting. I don't know if it's just the line though. Like watching him today, even there was that moment where it looked like he almost got injured, and then he was fine, I guess, after like taking a minute or something. But it might be a thing of like maybe he just put too much out of the tank last season or something. I don't know, but it is interesting.
Yeah, I think with the offensive line now, it's just not clicking as much as it used to. So I don't know. We'll see.
When you go on a deep ass playoff run like that still gasses you. I mean, this isn't the sport compared to, like, say, baseball, where especially if you go on a deep run, the wait time between the end of the World Series to spring training is much shorter than, say, end of February to when do we start training? Like August? Yeah, August.
Well, yeah, teams will like end of July, beginning of August.
As a running back, that's going to take a heavy toll on you because you are the workhorse.
Yeah, for sure. And who's their
what?
I was gonna say, who's their second running back? Like, who's the guy that is behind him?
Tank Bigsby.
For the Eagles?
Yeah.
Dylan.
Oh, okay.
He used to play for the Packers.
Yeah.
Okay. You got Bigsby as a third. I saw he got some yards today.
Yeah.
On the thing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, the first pass that Hurts threw to A.J. Brown was beautiful. That little lob,
dude,
pass.
One time I benched Devonta Smith, he goes off again.
Yep.
He did go off today.
Yeah, 9 receptions.
I had A.J. Brown start though. I did have him, so there was that. But
yep. Yeah, we had a good week. For wide receivers anyway, and quarterback, which was nice. I had Jalen Hurts starting, so we got 30 points.
Hey, I'd say for the team too, like a win is a win, regardless of the defensive, the interesting defense they held in the red zone, like regardless of who they were against, play backup quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks, at the end of the day, you're playing a game, and I think 5 red zone trips, they held them to a field goal, which obviously mattered because they won by 6, so
multiple field goals.
I even saw I was impressed with Nick Sirianni. There's a point where they were about to get a delayed game, and he like made a clutch timeout and stuff, and I was like, hey, he is a real coach. Look at that. He is managing the team. So no, I thought for the Eagles, as much as it burns my soul on the inside, watching that game, I was like, nah, they look good this week. All the points were clicking.
Yeah, definitely. Now another team I think that looked really good this week. I don't know if it's because they're playing the Jags. But I mean, the Jags haven't been bad this year. The Rams. The Rams put 35 points this week, which is nuts.
Yeah, I would. I'm gonna apologize. I don't remember if it was on this podcast or in the group chat or what, but
yeah,
I said that the Rams. I didn't believe that they're a legit team. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was smoking. They are.
I told you that was a division rival they play. You don't take.
I know.
Too seriously.
And I should have believed you, but the Rams are legit. Their 2 losses. One was a division rivalry, and then the other was 2 special team woes. Basically, like you should have made those field goals. You didn't make those field goals. You lost the game, but like. That wasn't really on the team or the offense or anything. It was like came down to a couple plays against the Super Bowl champs.
Yeah.
No, the Rams are legit for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and they didn't even have Puka Nacua. They didn't need him.
That was the craziest thing. That's why I picked the Jags. So I was like, oh, their defense is doing great and all that, but Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
He's not done.
Stafford took his inner lion and thought, this is a cat fight to me.
Yep. Yeah,
he won the cat fight.
Up.
Look, everybody loves their bird battles. I love the cat fights.
Yeah, Devontae Adams actually looked really good too. He had those 5 receptions.
Kyron Williams fumbled the ball once.
Yep.
He did.
Hey, yo, shout out.
Get some duct tape on his hands, bro.
Shout out to Travis Hunter though, getting his first NFL touchdown.
No, he did not.
He did.
Yeah, the only touchdown the Jags got.
Yep.
That's
so good for them, I guess.
I'm pretty sure I cut him from my team.
Yeah, he's I don't know about it.
Yeah, let's not sell his stock too high unless you're trying to trade into somebody. In which case, scam away.
No, I was just saying, congrats.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is still having the problems.
Okay. You know what? Now, hold on. I know we're a different game. I just wanted to say the Giants game in regards to the Philly against Philly. Mm-hmm. That's not a trap game or anything at this point. That's just an actual good rivalry game.
Yeah.
Because the Giants they've been more competitive with Dart.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like they lost to the Ponies, but they should win that game.
And you saw, did you watch the game where they missed 2 extra points? That's why they lost. Well, they lost because
I saw the score.
Yeah, their kicker missed 2 extra points. It was ridiculous. Like, it had nothing to do. The team actually did. I mean, it was a fourth quarter collapse because it was 19-0 in the fourth quarter. But regardless, they should have still won. I'm glad they didn't win, but they should have won. So, stupid things, I guess.
Wait. Who missed it? The kicker for the Broncos, or because I'm getting confused.
No, the Giants. The Giants kicker missed 2 extra points.
The Giants were the ones that were up.
Oh
yeah, the Giants were up 19-0 at the beginning of the fourth, and the Broncos scored 33 points in the fourth quarter to win.
You know that meme of they lock the fuck in.
Yep.
That's what they've been doing all season though. Against the Eagles, they had 0 points in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's what the Broncos did. They did it again.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Broncos are actually like a fourth quarter team.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! They got that dog in them.
They do. Which, I mean, it's interesting.
A dub is a dub. I do think the Giants are not a great team, but they're a very feisty team, and you can't take them lightly anymore.
And Scatterboot came back to Earth.
Dude, I hate the Giants for Houston was going to draft him. I felt it. He's what we needed, and they didn't.
Yep.
Because Mixon and Chubb, even if Mixon was healthy, that's not sustainable long term. A guy like Scatterboot would have been. Because that dude's just crazy. He's weird, man. I like that. Yeah. New York doesn't deserve a guy like him.
Yeah, he came back down to Earth. He only had 60 rushing yards this game, so.
Didn't he get a touchdown? Yeah, he got a touchdown, though. It's fine.
Yeah.
To be fair,
that's a good defense.
I was going to say, Scatterboot getting 60, Jackson Dart, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 283 yards. His completion percentage was a little below 50, but even then, they're going against the number 1 defense, if not top 3 defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
And for the fucking New York Giants to do that, that's hella impressive.
Isn't it wild? 2 of the top 3 defenses just shit the bed at some point or the entire game. Jags, no shot. The Broncos getting gashed until they had to clamp it down. They stopped the bleeding.
Which, by the fourth quarter, they looked like the Broncos defense, but those first 3 quarters did not.
I mean, they're going to be looking at that because that's unforgivable. In there, you got Surtain.
Mm-hmm.
I like to call him Surtain Curtain because he's pretty much the new Iron Curtain.
Yeah, one
Sauce Gardner in shambles.
Yeah. But yeah, the Giants should have won that game. They were up and they
Dude, I don't even know who I want to pick that game. Giants Eagles again.
Yeah. It's even more interesting this week now. After seeing both those teams play the next game, it's like, okay, what this told me is that the Eagles have problems, but they can adjust, and then the Giants are kind of legit. So now next week, I have no idea. I think it's gonna be a lot closer. It's not gonna be a blowout.
But like, flip a coin, dude.
I think that's a within 4-point game, and it could go either way. It kind of depends on who has the ball last.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no heavy favorite for this one.
Mm-mm.
Now, the Saints lost again today. They're 1-6. They lost to the Bears.
Saints.
The Bears. I had the Bears.
That was an ugly game.
Yeah, both quarterbacks did not look good. I mean, Spencer Rattler had 233 yards, but he had those 3 interceptions and 1 fumble lost.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams only had an interception, yet they still scored 26 points. I mean, no touchdowns. I mean, the rushing touchdowns helped them. DeAndre Swift out of nowhere with 124 yards.
Hey, I needed that.
Well, I was surprised to see, which I know that the Saints don't really have a run game, and that's part of their problem, but I think they said the weather in Chicago was like 40-mile-per-hour gusts and things like that. Like, it was a windy day, so I was expecting this to be a low-scoring game and a lot on the ground, but Rattler still threw over 30 times, and he was talking about those 3 INTs. It seemed like Kellen Moore was just like, fuck it, just sling it, man. Maybe we'll win.
We ball.
Yeah. Which it did not. It worked for the 2 touchdowns, which they got at the end of the first half and beginning of the second half.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the game, it did not.
Which I'm surprised that they haven't, because they have Taysom Hill there still.
Army man.
Yeah.
And they haven't used him as a quarterback yet.
Well, I do think Rattler's not bad. Like, he had a bad statistical game this game, but like if you look at his other games, he's been fine. Like, he's like the 20th quarterback in the league, which is still like it's below average, but it's still like I would take him over a lot of starting quarterbacks right now. He's been doing okay. The problems with the Saints are everything. Kamara getting 28 yards rushing. That's a problem. So like, and then their defense, DeAndre Swift ran for 124 yards. Like, what do you do about that?
And I'm supposed to be doing.
It is
solid,
but that defense is so bad. I watched them for a whole drive run the exact same draw play like 7 times in a row, and they got a touchdown. Like, they couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
Hey, the Bears.
Yeah.
The Bears.
Bears.
I'm just surprised that they've had him for so long, and they seemed like he was going to be the new quarterback of the Saints after Drew Brees left, and then he just they didn't use him.
Yeah,
I mean, you can kind of tell he's that style of quarterback play he does is not sustainable.
Yeah,
I think
that's true.
It's just a funny gimmick. It's just a gimmick guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he had 2020 and 2021. I mean, he played 16 and 12 games and had almost 1,000 yards passing. So I mean,
I only want to bring it up because I saw on Sunday Night Football they showed the graphic. Who would have thought that the 3 best quarterbacks in week 7 now? Is this week 6 or 7?
This is 7.
Yeah, week 7. The 3 best quarterbacks in week 7 are Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, and Drake May.
Yep.
Who had that on their bingo card?
Shoehorn in another NFC East. I thought you were going to go for the NFC East sweep.
No, which I think Jalen Hurts actually, like today, you could say he was the best. I don't think he's actually this season been the best. Like there's just been too many inconsistencies. But the big surprise was Drake May. Like, who would have
the whole season? It's fucking Baker Mayfield, man.
Maybe we talked about it, I think, before, but it can't. It's not sustainable. It's not. I don't believe it is.
I mean, he could still have an MVP worthy season, even if he doesn't, go all the way.
For sure. But because, you know who it reminds me of? Know who the Bucks remind me of right now?
Who?
The Lions last year.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's a little different. It's a little different because the Lions last year were blowing teams out. Mm-hmm. But whenever the Lions play a good team, they crumble. They're just really good at beating up on bad teams.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks have been playing some mediocre teams lately, and they're barely winning. Granted, I know the injuries, I get it, but I think there's been a little boosting because of the teams they've been playing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go and talk about the other two good QBs, starting with Drake May.
Which Patriots won 31-13.
Yeah, palindrome score.
Yep.
They let him run for 62 yards. Dude, the Titans defense is just...
Drake May had over 90% completion percentage today.
Again, only to the Titans, man. A lesser team would not stomp them. Maybe if that team wore red, they would not stomp the Titans like they should.
Yep. Yeah,
that's true.
Cam Ward only missed 9 passes today, but one interception kind of hurt him, and then no rushing game at all for them.
Cam Ward looks bad. Like, he looks bad. He's in a bad situation. No, I get it, but man, watching him play.
Who does he throw to? Who does he give the ball to?
But even then, I mean, I hear you, but watching him play, like, have you guys watched the Titans game? It's pretty miserable watching it, but like watching him today, he'll throw the ball, and it's like, it's either such a big disconnect on what route they should have ran and where he's throwing to, or he's just very inaccurate sometimes, which I think it's the latter. I think he just is he panics in the pocket. That fumble for a touchdown today against the Patriots was ridiculous. I don't even know what happened. The dude was in front of his face, and he was like, the ball was like 4 feet away from him.
Yeah. Yep.
Look, I think I've seen enough, guys. I think we should abolish the Tennessee Titans, give Houston the right to powder blue, which I don't know how they can copyright that, and let's put an AFC South team in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it. Let's just get rid of the Titans. Who's gonna miss the Titans? Will you remember them? Sure, but will you miss them?
No.
Tell me, soccer. Will you miss the Titans if they got abolished next year?
People still call them the Oilers, so
yeah, I call them Oilers.
Yeah, and every time they wear the Oiler uniforms against the Texans, they get beat up bad.
They do. It's a cursed uniform.
Guys. We know you like the Oilers, so we're going to wear them in front of you to piss you off. What happens? You lose every time. Stop. You're not being cheeky. Now answer my question, soccer. Would you miss the Titans if they were gone?
Probably not.
Exactly. The team is just culturally bad. It's not just bad coaching. It's just a bad culture. You traded A.J. Brown for nothing. You kicked out Vrabel for nothing, really. You shouldn't have.
Nothing. Yep.
Like, sure, I don't think Vrabel is like this. Oh my God, the Patriots are going to win year one. No,
wasn't Derrick Henry on the Titans too?
Yep.
Yes, and he left for a very good reason.
I was about to say, and they fumbled that away. DeAndre Hopkins, I think, played for the Titans there for a second also.
Then they traded him to Kansas City.
Like, it's not for a lack of talent. It's just, it's what you're saying. There's a culture problem there of, like, they just have a culture of losing. They're becoming the Browns. That's what they are.
The Lions and the Browns combined. Because everybody forgets, the Lions had this shitty problem, too. They had good guys. You had Stafford. You had Megatron. You had Golden Tate for a bit.
You won 0 games with those two.
Yep.
Yeah, they never won a playoff game with those guys, but it's just a culture thing. It's not sustainable, and you gotta pull it out by the root.
Yeah, the Titans,
and they won't.
Titans, since they've been a team, have had 2 good quarterbacks, and that's it.
Yeah. They ruined one of my Longhorns quarterbacks, so fuck you guys. That's why I hate you too.
Vince
was my boy. I know he wasn't gonna be great, but come on, man. Yeah, put him in a better situation. He'd be at least a competent backup at best.
That's fair, actually.
Yeah, because Stephen McNair was the Titans quarterback. I think he'll be the greatest Titans quarterback of all time. Rest in peace.
Yeah, and guess what? Just like everything, they'll be 1 yard short.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And then they have Tannehill wasn't a bad quarterback.
But he wasn't. He was a stopgap, and they didn't capitalize
Yeah.
on it enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we said. Sometimes you only have a 1-2 year window, and you got to capitalize because it's just good to win one because that might be all you get.
Yeah, for sure.
And Patrick Mahomes controlling the AFC West till 31-0 victory over the Raiders.
I mean, that was very kind of you to say the AFC West and not the AFC.
Who owns the AFC? I can't say anybody really does.
I can tell you right now, the Kansas City Chiefs. That's who.
Yeah. They got the power of God, anime, Roger Goodell, and Taylor Swift on their side.
Dude, they had a Super Bowl hangover that lasted 2 games.
Yep.
And then they said, we're locking the fuck in.
Yep. Which Andy Reid is probably one of the best coaches of all time, in my opinion.
All right. Yeah. Unlike Belichick, he doesn't need a system quarterback to bail him out.
No.
I mean,
That's
over the last
on Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the system.
I don't know who the number one offense is, but over the last 4 games, they're averaging like 32 points per game. Like that's pretty insane. And granted, one of them was the Ravens, but it's like I was saying before, the Jags, the Jags beat the Chiefs, and I think there was a little bit of fluky luck, whatever you want to call it, whatever the hell that last drive was, and then the bad pick six.
He did throw a bad pick six.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not excusing that, but even then they dropped 28 on that Jags defense, which only people like Matt Stafford can do. But then they embarrassed the Lions, and then they shut out the Raiders. Like that, those 2 things, regardless of how we feel about the Raiders and the Lions, like those are I feel like that's a statement right there. And even that Ravens game where the Ravens, I know, have the worst defense, but I feel like part of that is because the Chiefs almost dropped 40 on them.
I think they were just like, yeah, this is enough. We're done.
Good. Raiders?
You've been punished enough.
Yeah. The Raiders were never the same after Derek Carr broke his leg. Once he broke his leg, they were never the same. Speaking of Colts. The Colts,
hold on. Before you do that, I want to finish something with the Chiefs.
Okay.
Only a brick wall can stop them.
Yeah.
Its name is the Eagles.
Yeah, basically what it is.
Look, if we get Eagles Chiefs again, I don't want to hear people. I don't want to hear NFL fans go like, I don't like the NBA because I don't want Warriors Cavs for the 10th time. You're gonna get Chiefs Eagles.
I don't.
For the 4th time, and you're gonna like it.
I'm just gonna put it out there right now. We're not getting Chiefs Eagles again.
Dude, I'm saying if it happens again, I don't want to hear those fuckers complain about the NBA ever again.
That's fair, but I think I think the NFC is too stacked to have a repeat like that. I think the nice thing, and I think that window's closing actually, but for the Chiefs these last like 5-6 years is that there's been a vacuum of talent in the AFC. A lot of mediocre teams. And there were 2 good ones, the Ravens and the Bills, but they have their own problems. Ravens choke in the playoffs, and then the Bills have a one-man army that can only get you so far. So I think the Chiefs, even this season, like we're seeing teams develop, like the Patriots are coming into their own. Yeah. Even in their division, like the Broncos and the Chargers and stuff, but you can see the cracks. You can see like you need 1-2 more years.
I don't think they'll be out long term as long as Mahomes is there. Because like it was the same thing with the Chiefs.
No, I agree, but I meant like the path is easier in the AFC. Like the Chiefs have to go through less. Half their playoff games have been against, no offense, like the Texans or the Titans in the first round.
Yeah.
Like that's much easier than playing like the Packers or the Lions or the Bucks or the Eagles or any of the NFC is like so stacked that it's like, okay, who's it going to be this year?
Yep.
But the AFC more so is like, can Patrick Mahomes beat the Bills again or the Ravens again? The answer is yes. So congrats, you're in the Super Bowl again, unless Joe Burrow's there.
Yep.
Unless Joe.
Yeah, I mean,
look, to the Texans' credit, They never have lost to Josh Allen in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's fair.
He cannot beat them when it matters most. He's only beat them once, and that was the year they were like 2-14 or 2-15. That was the only time he beat them. He's lost every single time otherwise.
I think if the Eagles did make it back, I think the Eagles making it back to back would be far more impressive than the Chiefs making it a fourth year in a row. Just because the NFC is so competitive.
So you know what the Chiefs runs reminds me of, Andrew? LeBron in any Eastern Conference team he's ever been in.
You know what it actually... Well, so yes, absolutely, because that was the thing about the NBA and the East is, which I think it's kind of the same thing too, where when LeBron was in the East was weak, but then the second LeBron left the East, the Pacers were competitive, and Miami was competitive, Toronto was competitive, and it's like, well, part of it is that elite player, that elite team makes the rest look bad.
Yep.
And it does hold them down. Like, if Mahomes wasn't there, I bet you the Broncos and Chargers would be better and look better.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But it's always interesting.
LeBron beat those Western teams constantly in that time. That's for another day. But
I can tell you right now, no, probably not.
Yeah. So if, let's say hypothetically speaking, the Eagles did play the Chiefs again in the playoffs, in the 5 games that Jalen Hurts has played against the Chiefs, he is averaging 232.6 yards a game against the Chiefs. 638 of those have come through the regular season, 525 in the playoffs against the Chiefs. So, just in the playoffs, he's had 525 against them in the 2 Super Bowl games.
Yeah, Jalen's played good both games. The first game that they lost, it was very close, and it kind of came down to the last few minutes, and then of course the blowout of the last Super Bowl. So I don't think I think they were actually very even 2 years ago, and that was anyone's game. I think the Chiefs were just gassed and cooked by the time they got to that 3rd straight Super Bowl. Yeah. Their defense was, I don't know, and their offense was injured, and it was like, I wish that the Ravens would have made it instead, or the Bills would have made it instead, because it would have been so much better. It would have been so much more competitive.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be healthier for the sport.
Yeah.
But Mahomes, he finds a way to beat those teams every time in the playoffs.
Yep.
Dude. All right, what was the game we were going to talk about next?
I was going to go to the Colts and Chargers, which the Colts are somehow 6-1 with Danny Dimes.
Somehow they got
New York
Danny
was
Dimes.
The problem. New York was always the problem.
And the Chargers are...
Dude, Justin Herbert, 420 yards.
Overreacting, huh? You wanted to crown them Super Bowl champs already? Liquid LA, they're getting cooked.
Yeah.
It's still a valiant effort. I'm not gonna say they played like trash. They played good, but it's just the Colts are on some fucking voodoo magic, man. I don't know how they're doing this.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I love it.
Somehow I'm all for it. And they're in my division. It's just fucking
funny. I don't get that.
Yeah.
It is funny though. It is like, how the hell did this happen?
Yeah, but my only question is, do they play the Chiefs at some point, or do they play the Bills?
They must, because they... Here, let me see when they're...
No, they play the Chiefs. 11-23, and they do not play the Bills.
All right, so that's gonna tell us everything we know. We need to know about them.
Well, okay.
Hang around in contention.
Steelers too. Yeah.
I think that's a little unfair though. Like, they beat the Broncos. They were there with the Rams. 2 stupid drops by their wide receiver would have won them the game, but dude was celebrating early and dropped it on the goal line.
As you said, the Chiefs have come back to form.
Yeah,
that's true, but you're talking about one of the best teams, like maybe number 1, but probably top 2 or 3 teams in the league.
I want to say the Colts might be a top 3 team in the AFC now, but I need to see them tackle one of their own kind, basically.
I hear you.
Go ahead.
But you're wrong.
I was just going to say that like 8 weeks ago when we were thinking about the Colts, we were like, oh, will they go 500?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know. That's what makes this so crazy and funny to even discuss.
Yeah.
I'm look. If anyone could take the Chiefs down, I'll fucking take it at this point. Even if it's a division rival like the Colts, and I hate that fan base too. For the record,
the Colts the rest of the season have a very, very easy schedule, in my opinion.
Let's just hope they don't get hit by a Caitlin Clark jinx like the Cubs did.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
As soon as they MLB quoted her, that's when it fell apart.
Yep.
Sorry, soccer.
No, you're good. The Cowboys beat the Commanders. That was.
How about the Cowboys, Andrew?
Dude, we're so fucking back. That's all I'm gonna say. We're so fucking back. Andrew, I don't care if their offense was injured. I don't care because we've gone against injured offenses and we've gotten smoked. We've gotten cooked. They scored 22 points and we dropped 44. We're so fucking back.
Andrew, I got the picture for you. I have soccer. I'm going to post this in the server. I need you to show this because it is the perfect dichotomy of what it's like to be an average sports fan. I think Andrew knows what I'm posting.
I think I know what you're going to post too.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Here we go.
Well, he's posting that. Do you think Jane Daniels got injured today?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Do you think it's something they need to worry about? Or do you think he'll be back? It was just kind of a...
I think he'll be back. Based off the reaction of that's literally that's any sports fan right there. Dude, shout out to Germo. I think based off the reaction of him coming out of the medical tent and all that, it seemed like it wasn't too serious. And honestly, at that point, the Cowboys they got the pick 6. I think the second drive Mariota was in, or maybe even the first drive. And then the Cowboys were up by like 16 at that point. They might have just been like, we're getting blown out. We're already losing. He's been injured for a while. We're just going to keep him out. Make sure he's healthy. Just move on to the next game. I think it was more of that type of decision because if he could have come back, it probably would have been like in the fourth quarter. Yeah. But if you're down by 20 in the fourth quarter, why would you risk your quarterback getting injured again? Just hold him out. Now, the Commanders as a whole, I do not think are okay. I think reality is catching up to them because last year, if you remember, they won a lot of their games based off dumb luck, a lot of Hail Marys, a lot of...
You gotta... nobody knows how you play, they're not going to figure it out for the rest of the year. You don't have enough time in the world. You have in an off season. Yes, you can. That's why and now they know have been figured out for the most part. That's why they can't go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next 3 games for Commanders are going to really tell us a lot.
Yeah, I think same for the Cowboys too, because we're going up to Denver now and playing the Broncos, which the Broncos have wiped out the NFC East. Right? I think they beat.
The Broncos are about to, after they're done with the commies, they're about to just cruise through Texas and deal with the Cowboys and the Texans after that.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're gonna see about that, and then we have the Cardinals, which the Cardinals are. Jacoby Brissett looked good the last 2 weeks. He's not bad. He looked better than Kyler Murray has, which that's a conversation for another day. But I think the Cardinals are a legitimate competition, and then the Raiders too, which trap game. It's just like the Cowboys lost to the Panthers. I could see the Cowboys beating the Broncos, beating the Cardinals, and then fucking losing to the Raiders because that's what they do.
Looking towards the Eagles game. Yep.
And then we have the Eagles there, which the Eagles, are back on this roll and stuff, but I think their next 3 games are kind of tough too, right? Like they have some, the Giants, which we just saw that can be a very tough competition, and then they have the Packers and then the Lions. So those are 2 pretty tough teams. While the Cowboys have 2 pretty winnable, and then the Broncos, it could go either way because the Broncos are only a 4-score team. I'm not exaggerating. I'm saying the division could be up for grabs in that Eagles-Cowboys game.
Hold up, soccer. You got a Thanksgiving game against the Bears?
Bears.
The Bears. Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
afternoon game?
Yeah. I think
No, that's not.
Let's see. Thanksgiving is
the 27th is Thanksgiving because
so we're Friday.
Chiefs.
I was gonna say because
Chiefs play the Cowboys that day.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, why is it 3:00? But then I see the Cowboys game. That's the Thanksgiving one.
And after I know. Well, actually, go ahead because what you're gonna say.
I was just gonna say, literally right now, if the Eagles beat the Giants and they beat the Cowboys, basically the division would come down to these two games.
Yeah,
If the Eagles
for
aren't,
sure.
if the Commanders aren't, if they're actually winning some games, come back. I mean, the division comes down to here. If not, then either the Cowboys or the Eagles are gonna win the division at that point. Because I mean,
I feel like the Cowboys and Eagles usually split if they're both competitive. So I'm gonna pick the Cowboys to beat the Eagles on the rematch.
Even when like the Cowboys are bad and the Eagles are good, or vice versa, it is what you're saying. Like they usually do split. Yeah. They find a way, but I know there's that famous graphic or whatever, but since Dak Prescott's been in the league, he's kind of owned the NFC East teams. Like he has a winning record against all of them, and it's not close. It's by a lot. So I don't know if that's going to continue. The defense, like I said, did look better, and I think with these next 3 games actually could really benefit the defense going against some more malignant offenses like the Broncos and the Raiders. So I mean, we'll see. But then after the Eagles game, Cowboys have the Chiefs, the Lions, the Vikings, who will probably have JJ McCarthy back at that point, and the Chargers. So it's going to be we're going to have a real test of, all right, how it's going to all be on the defense. 100%. And like that Chiefs and Lions game, both those games could be really fun. Like I'm talking like 40-something to 50-something type games if this defense doesn't clamp up.
Yeah. Yep. And the Eagles lost to the Cowboys in Dallas in 2023 when they went on that terrible streak at the end of the season.
Yeah. I think they swept the Cowboys last season, but the Cowboys were garbage last season, which I mean,
when they're both competitive.
Dak was injured, but yeah.
I don't know. Now,
Andrew, I'm just going to warn you for the Vikings game for when McCarthy comes back. Watch your back. Make sure there's no cameras. You wouldn't want them to know what play is coming next.
We'll see.
Isn't that right, soccer?
Yeah.
The jury's out on JJ McCarthy still. He hasn't played enough, but I know that the few times I have seen him play, I haven't been impressed, but also, and it's one of those things too of like, sure, he's a rookie, but he was benched all last year to learn. And like when Jordan Love started, he didn't really start off rough because he was there the whole season and learning and practicing. JJ McCarthy looked like he was in the NCAA 4 months ago when he started. So I don't know how I feel about him yet, but we'll see. He needs to be healthy.
You want him to be good soccer, since he's a former Wolverine?
I mean, I'd like to see him be good, but I mean, I think that the Wolverines quarterbacks are going to be kind of bad now because
they're not Tom Brady.
Yeah, I'm about to say our Wolverine quarterback power got taken by Tom.
I mean, it could be worse. He could be an Ohio State quarterback like my guy.
Yeah, that hasn't done anything in the league. Yeah. So speaking of Ohio State quarterbacks, we do have the Texans, Seahawks, and then the Buccaneers, Lions are also playing on Monday night. How do you guys feel about the double Monday night games?
I
hate them. I hate them. I hate them so much.
Yeah,
especially as
both on ABC. That's my problem.
Yeah.
As a person that lives on the East Coast, I really hate it.
It's
so late.
I'm gonna hate this week because the Texans is not on ABC.
Yeah, it's ESPN.
Fuck you.
Yep.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna watch it anyway.
10 p.m. at night. That's so late.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's so
Hey, have you never watched your team play a West Coast team like the Mariners or the Dodgers?
Yeah, but they still get done before 10 o'clock at night.
They don't go till 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Dude,
like 11 o'clock.
Dude, they do. They don't end till midnight my time. Yes, 1 a.m.
And I'm going to just throw this out there. It's different with NFL. There's 17 games, and you're making the one, which is not my team, and I don't know if the Cowboys will ever be on that late Monday night. But
they'll never give them that. They'll do everything they can.
Yeah, but like, you're telling me one of the 17 times I get to watch my team, it has to be at 10 p.m. starting on a Monday? That's ridiculous.
They'll make you watch it in the morning.
Yeah,
they would. They'll make you go to fucking London again and do that. They've done that before.
Have the Cowboys gone overseas?
Yeah, to play the Jags years ago.
That's right. Yeah. They did.
That was
go
back
and play
when
the
you
Jags.
could watch it on fucking CBS.
Yeah.
They're like, why nobody watch the games? I'm not paying NFL Network.
I think it's a good experiment. I would rather them make a Friday night game than have 2 Monday night games.
They can't because of like rules.
I know.
Yeah, high school.
They make it Saturday because Saturday they can because they do during like Christmas and stuff. So I assume that they can throughout the season. They have that one thing with NCAA, and I think that's why. But
yeah, I think that's hurting them.
So the Bucks Lions game is going to come down to
Tuesday night. I'll take that.
I'll tell you this about the Bucks Lions game.
Mm-hmm.
If the Lions are stupid enough to give Baker in a 1-score game the ball with 2 minutes or less, just start walking home, dude. Just leave the building. Save yourself the misery. Just leave.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Vibes
like,
are
that
off
man's on a mission, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
It's not sustainable, but fuck.
I think the Lions are about to go on a 3-4 game streak because I think the Chiefs actually broke them.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Well, if you watched any of the interviews or any of the like post game things, obviously there's the fight and the suspension stuff like that, but then the other players have they were literally saying like, "Oh, the Chiefs aren't better than us," or "We beat ourselves," or making all the excuses and stuff. There's no ownership at all, and it seemed like a bunch of like bully kids who got punked.
I was gonna say that earlier when you talked about them beating bad teams last year.
Yeah, like they just seem like a bully team, which I don't get me wrong, like that's the culture Dan Campbell wants, like break your kneecaps type thing, and I think it works when it works. But then when you get punked like you did against the Chiefs, and it's twice now because the Packers did it too.
Yep.
So the league is seeing like, oh, you can beat up on bad teams, but then when you play someone that's like mediocre, because I think the Packers are kind of mediocre this season based off their last few games, mediocre or better, you can't win. So I think we're about to see a very weird. I still think they're a playoff team.
The Lions are the heavy favorites. They're a 60% favorite. That's wild.
It is, especially if you like watch them. It's like, no, they're not that. They're not the team from last year, which everyone keeps looking at them like the team from last year.
Yeah.
No.
Now, question for you guys, since that did happen. What did you guys think of Branch being suspended, but Juju not getting anything?
Well, Branch started it, so
Branch did start it,
and I think when it comes to things like that, I think the message the league is trying to send is like, don't be a sore loser. Basically.
I was just gonna say, fuck around and find out.
Yeah, and you can't really. And I know, like in the game, the second person always gets caught, but when it comes to things outside of the game or like before the game and things like that, there is a line, and the NFL especially wants an image, and you can't, especially, and I know like it should be equal for all, but it's against the fucking Chiefs, dude. You can't do that. Everyone's watching. Everyone is like, you're not going to get away with it. Now, if it was against like the Browns or something, sure, maybe you get fined or something. That's all. But you're going against one of the premier like rating teams. You can't do that.
Yeah, Juju's talked a lot, just trash talk all the time. So
I remember when he used to do the dancing, the Corvette, and then he got his ass beat, and he never did it again.
Yep. See, I think personally, I don't think Branch should have been suspended for a game. I think at that point they should have both been fined because. So all right, Branch slapped him, cool. But then Juju, kind of pushed the envelope a little bit and went after, him at that point. So it's like, if he doesn't go after him, we just let the, slap happen, and Branch is the only one getting fined at that point. But then once you go and retaliate against it, then you're like, the fight doesn't happen if Juju doesn't retaliate.
That's true, but even then, like, wasn't it Carter for the Eagles that got suspended for a game for spitting?
Technically, yes.
I mean, it was like they said you're suspended, but you already served it because that was the game that you were suspended from. But like, if they're going to suspend someone for spitting on someone else, then they're probably going to suspend someone for slapping someone else too.
Well, that's why we call it the wheel of discipline, dude. They don't know their own. They don't have their own rules set for this.
They don't.
No.
Which with stuff like that, I don't think you can make rules of like you can't slap people because then they're gonna okay, but I can knee them. It's like, well, no, you can't knee. So it kind of has to be vague.
I mean, heavens, you get caught with like a baggie of weed. It's like, all right, you're suspended for the whole year. No appeal. Think about what you've done. There are children watching.
That's a whole other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why we have the joke, the wheel of discipline, because even they don't know how to deal with anything. Mm-hmm. It's so inconsistent.
I really do think, though, that it's just what people see. Like, if that fight would have happened when the camera was panning out or something, or like during commercial break, I think it would have been different.
Yeah, definitely. No, we'll see, though.
But it was a Sunday night game.
Yeah, and then, that's a Monday night game now, too, which is nice, so I guess we'll see. Do you guys got Lions or Buccaneers for that game?
You've got the Bucs, dude.
I got the Bucs too.
It's because Detroit's gonna make the same mistake everyone else did. Mm-hmm. Give him time, and he's gonna march down the field and take their heart out.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Lions are gonna be playing with a chip on their shoulder. I would not be surprised if he's gonna rile everybody. Look what they did to Branch. They don't want us to win, so we need to go out there and show that we are the team that can win all this. Like, you know what I mean?
But,
motivate them all.
But I think the problem is, and that's what I was saying, is like in the past, I think that's how they would be motivated to win. But they didn't lose on some BS. It reminds me of like a couple years ago, they lost to the Cowboys, if you remember. And it was because, because there's the whole like, didn't say they were eligible and stuff like that. And then they got it, but then they didn't get it. And then they played the Cowboys the next season and demolished them. Because they had a chip on their shoulder. They were like, oh, they fucked with us. And like that whole BS of being an eligible receiver.
It wasn't even the Cowboys' fault. It was the refs' fault.
No, it was. Yeah. But you can use that as motivation, like you're saying, to go into that next game with that. That Chiefs game, though, maybe if like they lost because their trick play didn't work and they got flagged for that, sure. I could be like, it was a close game and we had that. No, they got stomped. And when you get stomped like that, you can't go on with a chip on your shoulder. You have to go, we sucked. Like, we were bad. And there's no one else. They want to blame other people, but based off the game, you can't blame anyone else. You know what I mean? Right. You can only blame yourself. And same for getting suspended, too. It's like, regardless if you think it's fair or not, he went over and he hit him first and he threw a big fit. So it's like, it seems more of like Dan Campbell needs to have
surprised if he did it is what I'm getting at.
Well, sure. I just don't know if it would work.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, we'll see.
The Buccaneers did beat the Lions last year, so maybe the Lions will remember that and kind of give them more motivation. But we'll see. It is in Detroit, so I mean, I got to take the Lions just because it's in Detroit right now.
And I mean, that's fair. Yeah,
one of the better teams at home.
So who do you got, Andrew?
I think I'm gonna go with the Bucs too. But looking at these next 5 games for the Bucs, they got Lions at Detroit. Then they have the Saints, which division game, so who knows where it could go. And then the Patriots, which they're rolling. Then they have to go to Buffalo for the Bills, and then they have to go to LA for the Rams. So kind of like what I've been saying, like we're gonna find out if this team's legit or not in these next 5 games.
Yeah, because
maybe the Patriots or the Bills, even just one of them, that's a good sign. That they're going to be
maybe, well, I don't know about the Bills anymore. I think the Bills are kind of on fraud alert.
Yeah,
they're fraud watch, fraud alert. Let's Okay,
that's fair. They're on fraud watch right now.
Yeah,
we are watching for frauds based off these last couple of games.
Actual frauds. I mean, come on, man.
Because don't forget that the Bucs, these are the same Bucs that beat the Jets by 2 points.
Yeah,
and we've seen how good the Jets are, or not good the Jets are. So I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
If you're talking about like true frauds, I mean,
you're
gonna make me say you want me to say Pittsburgh?
Yeah, we'll see.
That's a true fraud right there.
We got a lot of fraud alerts going on in the NFL right now, actually.
Oh, yeah,
or a lot of
definitely.
fraud watches, at least. A lot of watches going on.
Yeah, speaking of fraud watch, I see the next one right now. Although that's just me.
Who's the next one?
Seahawks.
Seahawks? Okay, I was about to say. No, I think Seahawks are legit.
Andrew, I won't let either of you disrespect the Texans because I want the honor of doing that.
That's fair. Go ahead.
Dude, do you know their schedule now? Like the fact that they can only finish 2-3 is a bad sign. Because they got to play the Seahawks, which are very sneaky, great team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that you say great because they are. They're not sneaky good. They're sneaky great.
Yeah. That's why I said sneaky great.
Sam Darnold is having MVP level again, but no one's talking about it.
They'll never give him the time of day. They're not going to give the Seahawks the time of day, no matter what they do.
And that's what I'm saying. The NFC is just so much more challenging. You have the NFC North with the Lions and the Bears and the Packers.
Oh my.
And it's like, and then the Vikings are kind of there too. So there's three teams like who's going to win that division? I don't know. Yeah. And then you have the NFC West, which again, Niners, Seattle, and the Rams. Who's going to win that division? Who knows? Because they're all three. And then the NFC East, however malignant they look, they're always competitive. So it's like, I don't know. It's just more evidence of the NFC is so loaded. Yeah. It's like you have no idea.
The Seahawks could beat the Niners, which they still can.
Yeah.
They play them at the end of the year. Final week. That could be a potential Sunday night football, who winner gets the division and a bye.
I think
on a best case scenario.
I think it has been the last couple of seasons, actually. Like, it's come down to the last game for the NFC West.
Yeah.
Yes. Usually. So, last year was San Fran and LA, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's Seattle that's contending. I mean, I don't know. I want to say it's sustainable, but I
think it is.
I think, but it's like, how is this guy not being considered a Coach of the Year nominee? I know Shanahan is earning his flowers, but it's like the guy next door is doing just as good.
I think it must be their schedule or something. Because who have they played? Because
better teams. They played the Niners well. That was week 1.
Yeah.
And I don't think they played the Rams yet. They're going to play the Rams later. Because this week they're playing the Texans. Next week they're playing... I think they're off, actually. They're off.
I think that's what it is. They've played the Niners, the Steelers, the Saints, the Cardinals. They lost to the Bucs in that shootout, which was a good shootout. And then they beat the Jags. So, they're beating teams. They're beating kind of... none of these teams... Yeah. What you're going to say. They need to beat a good team, right? These teams aren't bad teams.
Even if they did, they won't get that same acknowledgement unless it's the Niners. It's got to be the Niners, not even the Rams. Beating the Rams convincingly would make everybody think, "Oh, this is great. This is a great team."
The problem, the Seahawks right now are, still, I think, going to try and find their mojo. I mean, they've beat the teams they should have beat. And they've lost the teams that
they've got the worst O-line in history that they get to have fun with.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I think the Texans are gonna get dogged on, man.
I think you're right about that, though. It's like the Seahawks are kind of doing what they're supposed to be doing. They've lost to teams that they probably should have lost to in the Bucs and the
Yeah, but you can see
and the Niners.
In another situation, it could go either way for those games.
No, absolutely, and I think people because I heard a little bit in mainstream media about did you see that Seattle game where they scored a combined 70 whatever points? It kind of put the league a little on notice, but interestingly enough, mark it on your calendars, December 14th, Colts at Seattle.
Yes.
That could be an all-time great game if these two teams keep doing what they're doing.
Yep.
Yes. Keep an eye on it.
I love how Seattle had the last 2 games of the season are to be determined for the time and the date.
When are they play? Sometime. Don't worry. It's the Panthers, okay? Which watch out.
Yeah, they might
watch out.
All right. So
they might be good.
Let me go back to the point of the Texans. So the Texans, they have to play Seattle. The next week they host the Niners. Then next week after that they host the Broncos.
Yep.
Okay.
And then they play the Jags again.
Yep.
So
that's They need to win 3 of those games, which they're not going to win 3 of those games.
Yeah, so as the resident Texans fan, I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Soccer earlier about his team. Are you on the all right? How can because as the Cowboys fan, I'm sitting here being like, no. With this offense, there's a chance. There is a wild card, maybe even the division in our future, depending on how things go. As the Texans fan, are you looking at all right? Where do we need to win? Where do they need to lose? Are you looking at wild card? Are you looking at what spot are we going to be in the draft already?
I don't even know if they're going to make this is the weirdest thing. This should be an easier out of both divisions or conferences. This is the one you could fight for a wild card in. But let me take a look at the playoff predictor real quick. I just want to see like where everyone's standing as of right now for like playoff spots.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me take a look.
And the crazy thing is for the Texans, they've only allowed 61 points this year.
The defense
has been like
5
sick.
games. Yeah, in 5 games, that's all they allowed.
So here's the standings as things stand right now. The one with the best record right now is the Colts. Yep. Then the Patriots, Broncos at 5-2 each. Then the Steelers at 4-2. Fraud alert, by the way. I'm not scared of them if I'm a decent team.
Yeah.
Then the wild card teams are the Bills, Chargers, and the Jags. But honorable mention,
just like we all guessed,
to the Texans. And that's it. Like, so realistically, you have a shot. You just got to beat your other opponent, which you lost to the Jags already. So that's a bad thing. You haven't played the Colts yet, which is also a bad thing. They are likely cooked. They have to hope the Chargers collapse or the Bills or the Patriots, which the Bills aren't collapsing, man. They're going to get in somehow.
The Patriots aren't collapsing, I tell you. I think the Patriots have a very easy schedule. And they just won 3 road games in a row. I think that the Patriots are going to win their division.
So, realistically, the Texans should be focusing on what's a good position in the draft to get a good offensive lineman. They're not. DeMeco Ryans will not let them think about losing because that's the type of guy he is.
Yeah. I mean, with there being 7 teams now, though, I do think that... But it's hard because I think about, like, the AFC West. Can you see 3 of those teams not making it?
I could see 3 of them making it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you could, for the AFC West alone, it's like 3 of those teams are probably going to make it into the playoffs one way or another. So now we have 1 spot left for everyone else.
Yeah. And that's going to the Bills or Patriots.
Or the Ravens.
Oh, no.
The
Chiefs are just on the outside looking in right now, which is craziness.
Yeah, they're 8. They're out,
but
out of the...
I would say don't count out the Ravens. I think with the Ravens, if you look at their like percentage chance right now, 41% chance at 1-5 because
Lamar Jackson
when he comes back, and honestly, even like the Bengals too, like these injured teams right now, they are going to get a little healthier, and then we've seen the Bengals go on a run before. They do it almost every season. Actually, they start pretty slow, and then Burrow does his thing, and they pull off 10 wins in a row. So, like, if Joe Flacco can hold it down for the next 3 games or something, I don't know, man. It's not a good year to start slow.
All right. While you were doing that, I've looked at the Texans schedule and I gave them wins and losses. Would you like to guess? Either of you want to guess what their final record's going to be?
7-10.
Okay. What do you got, Soccer?
Let's say 6-11.
Ding, ding, ding. The only teams I see them beating at this point are the Titans again, maybe beating the Jags, and the Raiders and Cardinals. They're going to lose to the Chargers, swept by the Colts, lose to the Bills. Probably. And they're going to lose 3 in a row starting tomorrow.
So we're thinking draft pick now. Got it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm good.
I was just saying. Yeah, go ahead.
They need so much. They need so many offensive linemen support, man. I don't know what they were thinking. Sure, Laramie Tunsil, false start machine, fine. But at least get somebody that's competent to replace him. Or maybe better yet, sign one. I know it's hard to sign offensive linemen because nobody wants to let them go. You shouldn't either. But now you're seeing why nobody gives up their offensive linemen unless they have no choice.
I will say, too, in defense of the Texans, that the pressure that they've put on CJ Stroud in the last 2 seasons has been interesting from an outsider's perspective because I've seen him have good weapons like Dell and Diggs and Collins and all these players. But then, I mean, it's not their fault, but they all got injured. And even though, they traded some and then some recovered, but some of these injuries, it's not like you get back and then you're good again. Usually it takes players a while to actually like feel confident and comfortable after their injury, like a year or two sometimes. So they've kind of just been like, all right, CJ, you remember how you were good your rookie year? You're going to have less now.
Oh,
go do it again.
Last year they had one of the worst offensive coordinators statistically.
I watched them last year. And last year it was like...
I don't even know how they won some of the... Again, it was probably, no doubt, some of the defense's work and just Stroud doing some weird Stroud shit.
I was going to say, I think we might be looking at a thing now where Stroud is kind of in a similar situation that Daniel Jones was in, actually, where Jones came off kind of good, but then if the system around you isn't helping you at all, you're going to look bad because you have nothing, So
no, they don't have an offensive lineman. They have weapons. They just don't have a line to protect him.
But even those weapons is what I'm saying. Is like those weapons are slightly aging, or if anything, they've been like repaired weapons or like secondhand weapons at this point. So it's like, you know what I mean? Because
Nico Collins is a fraud.
I'm not saying he's a fraud, but I'm saying that Nico Collins has been injured.
Yeah. I don't think Nico Collins is a top 15 wide receiver like people rate him as.
I think he was. I don't think he is anymore.
I don't think he ever was, in my opinion. But I'm hard on
these
guys.
I mean, he wasn't bad before. Just watching the Texans, so like, I'm not a, I'm not diehard Texans.
Harder on them than me. I'm hard on these fuckers, man.
Exactly. So that's why I'm trying to be like maybe it's not as dire as maybe you might think it is, but I do think
it's been dire. They haven't. They haven't learned a goddamn thing. I don't know why. I'm sure. What's his name? Was his best contribution was getting rid of Bill O'Brien and Jack Easterby. That was great. But my guy said, "Let's trade off our offensive lineman, and then only draft one."
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me actually of the Cowboys like last year, actually, where
to go offensive line the entire draft, and I still don't think it would be enough.
They haven't had. I was looking at the draft picks from last year or from this year, and they only drafted one offensive tackle, and that was it.
The second round, I believe, or third.
Mm-hmm.
Which is craziness. And like this
year, they thought that was a guard, I believe. That wasn't even a tackle, was it?
Was a tackle.
I think it was a guard.
Let's see. It was offensive tackle Ursery.
I don't even know if
from Minnesota.
Right. Yeah, that's not enough, man.
Nope.
Not enough.
Other problem the Texans are having is they have no run game.
No, they're still waiting for Mixon. I mean, even if Mixon were here from the start, maybe they win one more game. Yeah. But that's not one game in this tight a situation. I don't see it making too much of a difference.
No, Chubb only has 249 yards. He's on the down swing of his career.
Yeah.
Honestly, the fact they got that many yards out of him is almost a miracle.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Stroud needs that running back because last year he had a decent running back. And
yes,
Mixon.
He
had 1,000 yards.
Mixon did a lot of good work for them while he was around last year. 1,000-yard season, really good.
11 touchdowns.
But I don't know, man. I don't feel good about this Texans offense. The defense, notice how not one of us has even really put into question the defense. I mean, I have my own problems with them, specifically with one guy. I call him the modern day Vontez Perfect.
Yeah.
Aziz Al-Shaair. How this guy is a captain, I don't know.
Yeah.
He is a headhunter. I don't like how there was last year when he got Trevor Lawrence really bad and everybody knew it. And he did not even show any accountability for it. And you know damn well that was intentional.
Oh yeah.
He tried to go for Baker Mayfield in Monday Night Football, and then CJ Gardner-Johnson wanted to talk shit to him as he burned him.
Yeah. I'm
what do you say?
I was going to say about CJ Gardner-Johnson, I'm kind of curious where he's going to end up.
I know where you want him to end up.
I'd take him back in Philly at this point. We need that swagger.
Yeah, I just don't like.
You need the swagger in Philly,
man. I don't like him. I
Yeah,
don't like those type of players. I don't want my team to have their reputation, man. Might be too late, but yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, Anderson's still doing good enough.
Mhm.
He Stingley has been better than before. That's great.
Yeah.
But they're still giving up touchdowns when it matters. They break. They bend and then they eventually break. And that's what happened against the Monday Night Football game against the Bucks.
Yep.
It happened again against the Jags. So like that's the thing. They don't finish for a full 60. They need the offense to do that for them. And you want to trust them to do it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know, man. I just don't like the Texans right now this year. They don't look good. I honestly want them to just be bad. I just want them to embrace the tank, but they won't.
The worst thing they could do is go 8-8, which I know you can't go 8-8, but you know what I mean, like 9-8 or 8-9 or whatever.
For me, and which even then I could still see them go lower. They can go 5-12. That's for maybe somehow if the Raiders pull it out.
Which I was gonna say the way that this season is going, actually 5-12 might be one of the worst in the league because even the bad teams, like again, you think about the worst teams in the NFL right now. I mean, obviously there's the really bad ones like the Raiders and the Jets and the Dolphins. Like they're bad, but everyone else, it's like, all right, the Browns aren't that good, but they're winning some a little, or Arizona's kind of weird, or the Panthers are kind of weird, but they're winning some a little. So it's like I think it's going to be a lot more balanced in the record. You're gonna have some really high highs. You're gonna have a lot of like 6, 7, 8, 9 win teams. So if the Texans do have like 5 wins, that still might get them like the 5th or 4th pick in the draft.
Dude, I'll fucking take it if that's what it takes, because you don't need a number 1 to get an offensive lineman, and I don't even
no
go that way.
I mean,
do we have an early, like a way too early projection of like the top 10 players?
I don't even know if they would have that already.
They do that shit.
I mean, yeah, but it's nothing that you can like. I never take any stock into it.
Usually quarterbacks that you can tell.
Archie Manning, yeah, is number 1.
Arch Manning, the march for Arch. He's gonna get killed if he goes to the Saints.
Nah.
But he's gonna be a Saint because it's what the narrative demands.
I have no
plums.
Yeah, we can talk about that next year when he gets drafted. I have zero confidence in that man. I'm watching him play, and he is not good. It's not his fault either. I mean, it is his fault, his play, but like the whole expectations about him, it's not his fault.
Yeah,
it's just his name.
Yeah, I think that 4 teams at the bottom right now are going to be the 4 teams at the top of the draft end of this year.
So it should have a top 10 draft pick with a 5-12 record.
Easy.
And like the good thing is the Jets probably want a quarterback.
Yeah.
Justin Fields saying it. The Raiders probably want a quarterback.
But they
Cheetah Smith. The Saints probably want a quarterback. So like, yeah, whatever defensive or offense line, offensive, whatever they want, I think they got it because they don't want a quarterback. I think they're going to stick with CJ Stroud.
Because like I'm looking at these teams, the teams that aren't going to get a quarterback are the Cardinals, the Giants, the Dolphins. They should, but they won't.
They should get rid of. I think I have my conspiracy right now is that Tua, and it's not even a conspiracy. If you watch his post-game interviews, it's true. He is a cancer there. I think he is personally destroying the culture in the locker room there. Because do you guys watch like the post-game interviews and stuff at all?
No.
A little bit.
I just assumed it would be filled with CTE.
Like maybe it is from all that stuff, but like he's bad. Like straight up, this season he is bad. If you watch him play, he's throwing interceptions. He's not making good decisions. He's missing wide open throws and stuff. And every game he blames other people. Like straight up, he was blaming his players for not showing up to a players only meeting on time. He was saying that was one of their problems. Like he's calling out his teammates when he's out there throwing 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Like, I am fully confident that Tua is the problem.
Oh, definitely.
But they also gave him a huge bag, so it's like you're stuck now. You're like, well, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah, that's why I said they're probably not going to draft one. He should, but they won't.
I mean, maybe, but like, I think Mike McDaniel might be out after this season, and I think that they might just cut their losses with Tua and be like, Hey man, you've changed since all those head injuries. We got to move on.
Fernando Mendoza for the Hoosiers has been looking really good, so he could definitely be a start.
He could be, but how high it'll be will depend on like what do you call the combine and their workouts.
Which
That's true.
We've seen people surge in stocks after
we've also seen people like Shedeur Sanders drop heavily after all that stuff.
Oh, we'll never see that again for a good while. Hopefully.
Well, you know what? We might see Manning. We might have Shedeur Sanders 2.0 with big name from college, but then these teams go. We watched him.
I don't think Arch would have the same trappings in terms of personality. Like, I don't think this guy's gonna be like, yeah, I'm hot shit. But
talent wise,
just seeing his talent, he'll fall. But not for the same reason Shedeur fell off. Shedeur came down to a lot of attitude. Like the dude rejected a chance to be the backup for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
That's so.
I'll give the Texans credit at least for this. The defense will keep them in the game for this week, and maybe they'll get a couple runs where they get to go get maybe throw it to Schultz for a touchdown. But the problem is, I don't even know if they're running this offense as optimal as they can. Well, again, as they can. This offensive line doesn't really help.
Yeah.
But like what I always liked when Hurts and the Eagles. What makes them such a scary team is you got Saquon and you got Brown and Devonta Smith on each side.
Yep.
And you're like, we got to watch all of them. What happens if Hurts just says, I'm going to run the ball?
Yeah.
And now you have to have somebody watch him. And when somebody has to watch him, that helps the other guys stay open.
Yep.
Because even
try to blitz, he might find someone open in time. He might get AJ or Smith in time for any.
Even when they're not like doing as historically good, you can't just ignore Saquon. you can't just
and that's the thing. That's the beauty of their like offensive makeup, because it's like you focus too much on one guy, you're gonna leave another guy open. Like
it's exactly what we're seeing with Cowboys right now. Now that they basically have two number ones, so it's like, who do we guard?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's another thing I'm getting with this is that, look, maybe this would be easier once Mixon is back. Mm-hmm. He's not back this week. I think maybe he comes back next week. I think.
Yeah.
So you got to start turning. I know it's weird because he's already running for his life, but you got to make Stroud turn him into a bit of a running threat. I'm not saying he needs to run 50 yards a game, but just as long as you have the illusion of the threat that he can break off any time and get a first down, that's going to make it harder for defense to say, all right, let's just clamp down on Nico Collins. And that's it. We got it.
Yep.
A good example of that, not ironically, but the Chiefs. I think Mahomes is leading his team in rushing still.
He is, and that's why they're also so good, because that's what you just said. They're balanced and healthy. Before we talked about this, just the threat. You just need the illusion of the threat that he can, that the quarterback can break off and get a first down. Again, you don't need to go 50 yards to the house every time. You don't need to be
but you just need that. You just need that 12-yard for a first down on third down in the game, and it's like, okay, we have to watch him the whole game now because he could do that again.
We have to keep his eye on him to stop him from running.
Yep.
And then when you do that, guess what? Travis Kelce's open. Or
as a Cowboys fan playing against the Eagles, that is what stresses me out the most. I'm like, okay, gotta watch Jalen Hurts, but you gotta have the edges, but then you have to cover AJ Brown, but then you gotta watch Saquon. It's like you gotta watch everyone.
Again, the offensive line is not helping, but if you can at least have that, you can make it harder on them to just get to Stroud fast enough.
Yeah.
Man, the thing about Hurts also with the Eagles is Goddard's also there. People forget about Goddard a lot because, safety. But what I think Stroud needs to be is, do you remember when Vic came back for the first time for the Eagles?
Yeah.
And he was like, he was more
Michael
of a pocket.
Vick?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was a more pocket passer for a little bit there, but that you could still use his legs to get out of the pocket. That's what Stroud needs to be, is where he can still,
That's
scare him.
That's about as what I'm thinking is work, because I don't think he's as mobile as Hurts.
Yeah.
Or maybe even as he should be about as mobile as Mahomes. He should be.
He should be more doing all that running. More. It's a little scary watching Mahomes run that much, honestly. But Yeah, I think Stroud is, and it might just be a thing too, where the way, just again, outside looking at CJ Stroud the last couple seasons, it seems more of a self-preservation type thing of he is kind of looking out for himself a little more, which I don't blame him. But if the team around you is a mess and like you see your friends getting injured like that, and you're even if you look at the Colts and like, damn, they've lost once, and are we actually going to make? Why should I sacrifice myself to maybe get a win that doesn't change their position at all? So there's a lot of fact, and I'm not saying I have no. That's all conjecture. I have no evidence for that, but it seems like a possibility too. And it's like, you know,
I mean, he'll just be another list on the at the rate he's going. He'll just be another guy on the list of Ohio State busts or quarterbacks.
It's happened a lot.
Yeah, quarterbacks. About running backs, great, but quarterbacks.
Other positions, great, but quarterback, nah.
Wide receivers, of course,
yeah. I mean, a few weeks. If we talked about this 2 weeks ago, I would have. I was talking about him as a potential bust. I mean, I'm not gonna pull that completely away. I'm still holding on to that card because
hey, they're good against the Ravens.
Last year, I gave him the excuse of Slowick, and I don't know how good. If I want to say that this new offensive coordinator is a bust too, but I don't know.
It could just be an adjustment, also. You know, whenever it comes to this stuff. I mean, we're seeing it. Talk about the Eagles, seeing it with their offense, talk about the Cowboys with their defense, which they've had defensive woes for a while. But when you have new coordinators, there are adjustment periods too. So who knows? Maybe they'll just click in a couple weeks.
Yes, but eventually, again, the excuse cannot be used forever, especially when you're getting further and further. And eventually, you got to pay him. And if they're going to pay this guy, if he stays at this trajectory, I don't know. I would not pay Stroud. I would rather him go. So, and we start the process over again because it is not worth paying him like Trevor Lawrence money just for him to be mid. Because like, sure, he's not going to get like the bank breaking check at the rate he's going, but even if you give him like $100 million for like 4 years, not good. Not.
You think
good.
They would pay him only $25 million a year? That's like nothing.
I hope, but again, that money would. But in this situation, would you rather spend on a quarterback that won't get you anywhere, or would you rather use that money to help pay, like, say, Anderson has earned that money, like he's earning.
Fucking Brock Purdy is getting like $40 million a year. There's no way on God's
taking them to 2 Super Bowls.
No. That team, Mac Jones has proven that team takes them to Super Bowls. There's only one because Brock Purdy was only the second Super Bowl. The first Super Bowl was not with Brock Purdy. It was with that former Patriots quarterback. What was his name? Jimmy which Jimmy Garoppolo did just as good as Brock Purdy. Just as good.
He had. I was gonna say the P word, but I can't say it because then soccer would lose his channel.
And then, they also had Colin Kaepernick. He went to the Super Bowl too.
Exactly, he went to Super Bowl too, and
he lost the moment the power went out. Definitely not rigged.
But when it comes to starting quarterbacks, I do think that like it's
what you're telling me is Mac Jones is going to take the Niners to the Super Bowl to lose to the Chiefs again.
What I'm telling you is that Mac Jones is 2-1 with the 49ers right now, and I don't think Purdy's coming back, and Purdy will be the starter. But what I'm saying is that when you have a starting quarterback and they're consistent, even if they're kind of down sometimes, you see those other teams that don't have a starting quarterback, you don't want that. There's a reason that the Panthers have stuck with Bryce Young, even though he's kind of mid. It's because you would rather have someone who's good enough and pay that person who's good enough than have an endless cycle of, all right, who do we have now who's going to maybe be the leader or not the leader, and what systems we have learned now, and all this other garbage. If you got the quarterback, keep the quarterback, because that's better than gambling over and over and over again. Then you become the Browns, and then you never have any success. So I think they'll stick with CJ Stroud, and they'll probably pay him $40-ish million a year.
I don't know, man. I'm
not saying it's the best for them, but I think like again, when it comes to that, when it comes to the quarterback position, it's the reason why Cleveland paid Watson so much for so long, because they're like consistency. That's what you need.
Consistency to be bad.
Sometimes, I mean, we're seeing that with Tua right now. Maybe you should not have paid him, but
I'd rather use that money to lock down like other players of different positions, and hopefully you land another quarterback.
Which is like the Niners' philosophy. If you're good enough to where you have a system where you can just put anyone in there, sure, you can do that. But most coaches are not, and most teams are not good enough. You need that one person.
Would you say D'Amico Ryans is in the hot seat? No, I'm going to give you guys as outsiders a question. If they do finish 5-12, like I think, or 6-11, sorry, would you see him in the hot seat?
I would say no.
I'd say no too.
I'd say after the season maybe, but not yet.
Wait, after the season, like you're talking like Black Monday?
Well, no, I'm saying like going into next season, I think he'd be on the hot seat.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if like next season they were this bad again, because I think there are too many outside factors.
Yeah.
I feel like they definitely took him because yes, he was good for the locker room. I mean, this guy was able to single-handedly get JJ and Andre Johnson to have like remedy ties with the Texans. Because with Bill O'Brien, like you guys do not understand. There should be you see a YouTube videos like how this is the worst head coach of this year. Like nobody talks about how bad Bill O'Brien and even after he left, just the damage left behind took all this to repair because Andre didn't want to have anything to do with the Texans when he was there, and when Jack Easterby was there. The damage they dealt with there's still scars. There are still scars. You see them today if you just look around carefully. But D'Amico Ryans being a player's kind of coach that everybody likes, that's what's going to keep his job safe this year, I think.
Yeah.
Because everybody likes him, and even alumni like him, like JJ and Andre.
Well, I think the important thing too, and then Soccer, I'll let you say your comments or your words. But I think the important thing about the Texans right now is they are winning the games they're supposed to win. They did go into Baltimore and they did drop 40 like they were supposed to. The games that they're losing, it's like, yeah, we kind of expected you. Like the team's not ready yet. That's what it feels like. Like this team's not ready. We're building this team up still. And I think that's why no one from the outside looking in is on the hot seat. It's because like you're winning when you're supposed to win, and then the games where it's like, well, maybe you could, you're losing, but it's like, well, I kind of expected you to lose anyway. So, and it's not embarrassing. It's not like the Titans, which obviously, they fired their head coach because they were embarrassingly getting beaten. It's not like that for the Texans from the outside.
All right, it just considering that first year. The standards were set high. Like nobody expected them to actually be there. They were playing with house of money pretty much. So just getting wrecked by Baltimore, well, that is just another notch in the belt of that is our misery. If Houston football. Here's a fun fact. They finally beat Baltimore this year in Baltimore. In their entire existence.
It never happened.
They have never done that. And all it took was the longest injured list you'll ever see in football. For that to happen.
Well, the Niners exist, so I mean,
If the Niners aren't as injured as the Ravens, dude, not in that week. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are missing 8 of their starters on defense or something like that.
This game is a 50-50 toss-up, according to bets and all that, is wild. Like, are we watching the same teams? I'm seeing both the Seahawks and the Texans. I think, competent coaching and management, and the Texans are just...
I think the 49ers are about to beat Atlanta.
Yeah. They scored a touchdown again.
Did they?
Yeah,
I'm behind a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, so God, dude, tell me, who do you guys have for this? Like how give me actually let's make it better. Give me your percentage of each team winning because not every game is guaranteed. There's no guaranteed win in football. We all know this.
Yeah. I see my whole thing before we go on is the Texans haven't built around Stroud like they should.
Well, they took things away. They took his offensive linemen away.
His wide receiving core, they haven't built that up at all. I mean, you're throwing Nico Collins, and they're going to double team Nico because they know he's, his favorite target. Other than that, I mean, they don't really. Christian Kirk's out. I mean, you got Braxton Berrios. Nah. Jane Higgins, rookie this year, so we'll see how that goes. Xavier Hutchinson, and Jalen Noel for Iowa State, also rookie. So it's like, I
don't like it.
The offensive line's terrible, but no, I just feel like Texans need to. If you're gonna have your player that's gonna be good, your quarterback, you need to build around. The Eagles didn't do that for years with McNabb being there. Yeah, McNabb was still a 10,000-yard quarterback, but his best quarterback for a while was Pinkston.
Okay, that reminds me. How did I back in the early or mid 2010s think that the 9-7 Texans team was some of the better teams that we've ever had? And that's because that was post Matt Schaub, like after he fell off and died because everybody died in 2012, 2013. I forget what year. Yeah. The 2-14 season. And somehow I trust those teams more than this team. But I mean, when you have a historically great defensive end, because Anderson is not in JJ Watt's level, I think we all can agree on that.
Definitely not.
I think what it is, and I think it usually comes back to this, is it's just expectations. It's like you just said, where you had high expectations that rookie year with CJ Stroud because he came in and he lit the league up, and then. But then I think reality kind of set in for that second season. It's more of what the first.
I forgave him for it because Slowick's play calling was atrocious.
Yeah, but when you have a new, it's kind of like with the Cowboys, honestly. Like this season, I'm talking about playoffs right now, but at the beginning of the season, and even if they don't make the playoffs, I'm not expecting them to make the playoffs because when you have a new coach and a new system, and then when you have any side of the ball for the Texans, it's the offense. For the Cowboys, it's the defense. When you're talking about rebuilding or building around something or like having a different philosophy, in my mind, I'm like, okay, the Cowboys, I'm expecting them like maybe next year, but even then, probably in 2 years, that's when I'm like, all right, where we should be good now. If you have a system and you have a philosophy, I want to see. You're most likely going to be bad in the first season, and then the second season you start seeing hints of greatness, which I think the Texans are starting to see that a little bit. That's what I'm talking about. Like with the Ravens, you can see that backups or not, still NFL team, and still they're doing what they're supposed to do. Exactly. That's the system working like it's supposed to work. And then the season after that, that's where you get a couple more draft picks. You refine those positions that you really need to refine. The people that you signed on the year before have grown and gotten better. And then it's like, okay, this is where we are supposed to be now. So I think that's with the Texans. It's all about expectations. And that's why someone like the Colts are surprising because we expect them to take a couple years to get where they're at right now, not to be where they're at right now, right away, because that doesn't happen. It takes time for these things. And same with the Cowboys too, which granted, I think this shows just how good Dak has been playing, is that they are able to win games because they're dropping 30, 40 points.
Yeah, he is going beyond his limits. He is
he's having the best season he's ever had, and I think it's great. And then we got very lucky with George Pickens. Like the connection and the chemistry already is just working so well that, and with Williams too. Honestly, we just kind of got lucky with the offense, but the defense, it's still something of like maybe next year will be like mid. But it takes a lot of time for those things to happen.
Defense for that, man. Defense.
Yeah, but even when you draft, like when you talk about rookies on the team, it takes years to develop those people into like actually starting pro positions. Even if you get lucky on one or maybe two, like of course you have those amazing ones that right away they're going to be a game changer and all that stuff. But for the most part, it's like, okay, we're going to draft all these people. Half of them are going to be busts. A quarter of them are going to be developing. Another quarter of them we're going to either trade away or free agency or something's going to happen. And then maybe you hit the golden ticket on one or two of them. So I just think that's where the Texans are right now. It's like they're exactly where they're supposed to be.
They're supposed to be like, I don't know, man.
Rebuilding. That's what they're supposed to be. I think they're supposed to be rebuilding. I think that's why they traded away Diggs, and I know they were probably worried too.
It just feels like they're wasting valuable rookie time, especially with Anderson, because you can't pay both of them.
And that's the hard. And I get that. Like when Dak's contract was coming up, there's a reason why Jerry franchise tags as much as he can, because when you have to pay those guys, and that's why he traded Parsons away, honestly, was because you have to watch out for the cap.
Everybody else.
And as much as I hate Jerry Jones, the man does know how to. He doesn't know how to pick good coaches typically because he just gets yes men. But the man does know how to draft and get good players most of the time and manage the cap pretty decently in a way to where he can get most of the value that he can, because he's not afraid to trade away good players so that he can get other players that will be. I mean, usually they're good, but the Cowboys' problems are different from their players. It's not a cap problem. It's a culture problem, I think. It's coaching. Really, that's what it's been the last 20 years. But yeah, man, I would it's hard. It sucks when you're in those rebuilding years. But how much longer is on Stroud's rookie contract? Is this last year?
Remember, they both got drafted together, so one affects the other.
Yeah, so
that's the thing. Tell me, if you had to choose between Stroud and Anderson in that situation, I mean, if they were in like the Cowboy system, we'd have an even worse problem because you'd have a good offensive set out there, a decent line, and a defense that desperately needs a good end because you really need one.
Yeah.
What would you choose? You choose the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
But he's got to play up to the standard. If he's playing like this, even with all that said, like you have all these good weapons, you have CeeDee Lamb, you got Pickens, and he's still playing like bad or mid, who would you take?
I mean, that's the thing. It's like that was Dak though. Like when Dak around his like third season, like there's the thing about Dak has always been like, and that's why this season is so different from him. And not to drag on too much about this, but like before it was, he's got Elliott in the back, and he's got Jason Witten, and he had Des Bryant, and he had Dan Bailey, and all those players from the Romo era that were there for the next few years. It's like, okay, how there's that inner war with the Cowboys of like, we want Romo, we want Dak, we want Romo, we want Dak, because Dak's just a system quarterback because he has all these people around him. Why should we pay him and get rid of Romo? It turned out that if you stick with him though and you develop him, he can turn out to be good with kind of anyone. So I think that it would be the best.
Sure if this team can develop Stroud well, because he's just.
It's like, and that's the thing too. Is I don't know. Yeah.
You don't want to put him in too bad of a situation for too long, because then eventually the bad habits stick.
Yeah, and that's fair too. Like it does depend on the franchise. I think the Cowboys do have a good history of developing quarterbacks into pretty good, and it helps when you have a lineage as well. Like I'm sure walking into the building and you see like Aikman and Staubach and all those other greats that have played for the Cowboys.
Important one of all, Tony Romo.
Romo. Well, I do. It's really not credited as much, but Romo being on the bench the first year and a half of Prescott's career, I think really helped him. Like it was almost like those rookies that sit out the year so they can learn. I think it is very understated how much it helped. It's like with Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. Like having that quarterback that's done it immensely helps.
Aaron Rodgers with Brett Favre. The Texans have none of that. Who do you have? Matt Schaub?
I mean, no, you're right. You're right. So I don't know, man, but we'll see.
I expect the Seahawks to win. If the Seahawks somehow lose it to the Texans, and it's not due to some like mishap, that's a bad thing. If you're Seattle, like this is the one you put away. This is the primetime game. You'll lock in, take them out. Don't let them hang around too long. And
it's in Seattle too, right?
Yes, it's in Seattle.
Yeah.
Which is one of the harder places to play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes. I mean, have you ever seen a Mariners baseball game? It's where offense goes to die.
Yeah.
It's the climate. It's the climate.
Yep. And they're looking at the Cowboys roster right now. I mean, if Prescott goes down, Joe Milton III, is he going to be able to carry the team like Dak did?
No. And that's what we've seen the whole time of like, I think that is what, again, not to hang on the Cowboys too much, but that is kind of the difference now with when I'm glad people are giving Dak credit now, but in the past when they haven't given him credit, I always say, look at the team when he's been injured. They're terrible. Like god awful. 2, 3, 4 wins. Not even just last year, but like last year, I think 2020 he got injured. And then there was like 2018 or 2019 also he got injured. But every single time, the Cowboys are it's like zero hope.
Yeah.
So
As you should. I mean, when most people lose their quarterbacks, even for a few weeks, it feels like it's over. That's why the Ravens fans are dooming already. They're doing harder than I am.
Well, the Ravens were losing with their quarterback too, so that's one thing.
Oh, because their defense is actually somehow worse than Dallas's.
Yeah, no, exactly. So that's a little different, but then it's.
Oh yeah, you didn't have Diggs this week. That's what makes the defensive holding on so well more impressive.
I think actually Diggs might be a part of the problem.
Ooh, spicy.
And I think a lot of people think that too. He actually has his home up for sale. He has had it for sale. I think
Damn.
I think everyone knows that he got injured and he hasn't been the same, and it might be time to move on.
Yeah.
Andrew, why don't you trade for Alvin Kamara? Did you guys see what he said about what are your thoughts on being possibly traded? I'll drink a pina colada.
Yeah.
If that happens.
Yeah, I think he's definitely at the end of his career too. I mean, him and King Henry, and
if you can trade for maybe a fourth round pick for him just to be your number 2 guy, that's a good thing.
Yep.
Because they're not getting a second or a third for him at that point in his career.
No.
But it's better to get something for his value because the Saints are gonna for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say they should just blow it up. It's so weird that you can't blow teams up easy in this sport compared to, say, baseball or maybe even basketball, but mainly baseball. It's so easy to just say, you know what, we're gonna be bad for the next few years, guys.
Yeah,
hit the trade button.
No, where it'd be scary for Kamara to go would be Bills.
I know where you're saying. I see your thing. No, soccer, no. Because Andrew, do you know what team he's thinking of? Don't.
I mean, look at the Buffalo Bills.
He'll fumble it somehow. No.
I mean, they're back.
Dude, how is it that Mitch Trubisky is actually a solid backup now?
No.
Because Mitchell Trubisky was in the hellhole that's called Chicago.
Yeah.
That's why.
I mean, James Cook is
any quarterback that.
What do you say, soccer?
I was just gonna say Buffalo would be a great place for Kamara because James Cook third, Ray Davis, and Ty Johnson. I mean, you can't tell me that Kamara wouldn't be above those two at least. And then
I thought he'd be a Cowboy because Andrew Williams and Kamara would be a nice 1-2 punch for you.
We got blue. We're fine.
Blue.
No, I'm serious. I don't want to see any other trades or signings or anything for the offense. The offense is good.
Well, what defense? Who's gonna blow up their defense then? What team would?
I don't know.
Ravens,
it's not the Raiders with Crosby. Ravens would actually work. They have a lot of 1-year guys left, so
maybe the Cowboys are playing 40 chess, and I need to wrap up here soon because it is getting late. But maybe the Cowboys are playing 40 chess, and maybe they're like, okay, we're gonna, because maybe you guys have seen this, but they play a lot of the zone. 80% of the time they're playing zone, and that's kind of part of the problem is that if you know how to play against zone, which most NFL teams know, then you can take advantage of that pretty easily. Right. Maybe they're doing that at the beginning, and then they're going to flip it on its head in the middle of the season, and then just absolutely dominate. Boom, 40 chess. They're meaning to be bad guys. They want you to think they're the worst in the NFL.
Yeah.
Would you like some ice with that cope?
So
hey, I'm not coping because we're still winning.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
They're doing all right. So yeah, to end this, we'll pick. I got 5 games to pick on.
You guys never picked between the Seahawks and the Texans, by the way. You never answered.
The Seahawks.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yes, Seahawks are probably.
Seattle's gonna win.
It's in Seattle. That's the only reason I picked Seattle.
I would have picked them no matter where they played.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the 5 games I was thinking about picking tonight: the Eagles, Giants, just because of the division game. Bears, Ravens.
Do this, man.
Bears, Ravens, just because this is the game Lamar Jackson's supposed to be back for.
Mm-hmm. Bears are betting on a win streak too.
Bearsies.
Cowboys, Broncos, and Aaron Rodgers returning to the Packers to play them. Well, he's playing in Pittsburgh, but
But Packers and Steelers, yeah.
All right,
So start with the Eagles and Giants. It's in Philly this time.
It is.
Give me the Eagles, I think. No, if things go bad, the Eagles are not going to come back because that fan base will let them have it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ask the Philadelphia Phillies. It's actually worse if you're the home team.
Look, I watched Philadelphia lose to the Broncos in Philly.
Yep.
And then I watched the Giants blow out the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched the Eagles barely. I'm going to say barely. Like we said, they did good, but it was less than a touchdown that they beat Carson Wentz.
Yep.
In the Vikings.
Yep.
I'm going Giants. I think the Giants looked good this week. I think that, and there's the thing too of like, when I say I'm going Giants, I'm talking 55-45% split. It is slight Giants. I think it'll be a lot closer. It's not going to be a blowout, but I think that the Giants definitely have the Eagles number, and I just don't see the Eagles adjusting properly enough in that short of a time span. Maybe if it's like 3 or 4 weeks out, I'd be like, oh, it's going to be a lot different. Kind of like the Cowboys and the Eagles, where like, I have no idea how the game's going to go because they're different teams. These are essentially the same teams, so I can't see the results being that different.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope the Eagles are going to win this game just because they got punched in the mouth so bad last time that they're going to want to come out and show the Giants like, hey, we're still your daddy in the NFC East, but it could come down to, if it's close, if it's not, a blowout either way, it could come down to a field goal when, for either team.
Yeah. And I do think it does not help that the Giants just lost and they barely lost. I think that Jackson Dart in the offense is going to come out with a chip on their shoulder, and they're not. I think actually, if they would have beat the Broncos, the Eagles have a better chance because they would have been cocky at that point. Be like, oh, we blew you out. We just won. Here we are again. Now I think the mindset, like if you guys saw the Broncos game at the end and they're showing like Dart in the offense, they didn't look like they looked like a team that was kind of pissed. So I think that might work in their favor.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going with Andrew now. He's convinced me. I'm going. Soccer, you should pick the Giants too, so you can reverse jinx for your team.
Hey, again, I'm talking like a 5%. Like I think this is
I'm
a
going
4-point.
10%.
I think this is maybe even a 3-point game. Like this is going to be close, but again, I've said my piece.
When you get I just hope the Eagles
35-30.
Yeah.
The Eagles should win. The defending Super Bowl champions should beat the Giants, but I don't think they will.
We got smacked in the face last time. I hope it kind of lit a fire underneath them.
Soccer, who do you got?
I'll take the Eagles by 3.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I do think it's a 3-point game.
I don't think it's gonna be a 7-point. That they have a spread right now for the Eagles. I think it'll be a lot closer than that. So let's see. We'll go Bears Ravens. Just because Lamar's gonna be returning for this game.
Bears.
Which we'll see if that turns the Ravens around at all or not. If King Henry can also hold onto the ball this season. I mean,
dude,
right?
I think they just need to try again with him. I feel like they just like, he looks a little shaky there. Let's not use him for the rest of the game.
One day we'll have a conversation about how the Ravens' actual problem is their coaching and always has been.
Oh yeah, dude, my friend Arch wants Harbaugh fired so badly. They will never fire that man, dude. I don't know how.
You want to talk about Lamar choking in the playoffs? No, Harbaugh chokes in the playoffs. Their whole again, that's a different conversation. Anyways, Bears, Ravens,
brother. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, go ahead, Andrew, if you want to pick first.
Yeah, Andrew.
Oh, I get the pleasure in this. Well,
yeah.
You would think the worst defense in the league, and even though Lamar's coming back, Lamar was losing with that worst defense in the league, and the Bears are on a winning streak, but the Bears have beat the Cowboys, who have maybe the worst, at least 4 weeks ago, definitely the worst defense in the league. Yeah. They beat the Raiders by a point. They beat the Commanders by a point. And even though they beat the Saints by 12, as someone who watched that game, it was a lot closer than the final score shows.
Yep.
So the Bears, even though they have a very good record, are not a very good team, in my opinion. They're not a team that anyone... The media wants to push a narrative like, oh, the NFC North is so dominant and stuff. Exactly, but it's like...
With the Cubs.
The Bears aren't good, and the Ravens had improvement against the Rams. Like... They didn't have 40 dropped on them, which is an improvement. Yeah. It's like the Cowboys only let 22 points. So, like, you take this when you can. And I think Lamar, with the 23rd worst defense, can win games. So I'm going Ravens because this is going to be the point that they turn their season around. And dare I say, they win their division too. But that's because that's because I don't believe in anyone else in that division.
Look, you might be right on that, but like, I'm gonna pick the Ravens too because it's just a matter of fact that Lamar is a better quarterback.
Yeah,
but it's because also the Bears' defense is still a bit overhyped and overrated.
Yeah,
like sure they had a flash of brilliance in the first half against the Vikings, but then you saw the true self. The mask fell off, and it never could be put back on.
Yeah. And definitely.
But would I be surprised if the Bears pull it out? No, I won't. Yeah. This is going to be a closer game than people think it's going to be. The Ravens defense will make sure of that.
Yeah.
Like Lamar could be like, all right, guys, I just had Derrick Henry run 98 yards to the house.
Yeah.
They've got a minute left. You can lock in and hold this 3-score game, right?
Yeah.
Ravens defense? Nah.
Right.
They'll do it.
I think getting Lamar back is going to light a fire underneath the Ravens. I think they're going to win this game. But
the Bears need to be exposed.
I don't think it'll be a 6.5 point.
Wait, it's projected to rain there, so it might be closer than that. It might be a low scoring game.
Yeah,
it might come down to Henry and Swift.
Don't forget that Lamar can run.
Yeah, like it's going to be a trench battle. It's not going to be an air. It's not going to be a battle in the air. So
which benefits the Ravens for sure because their worst part of their defense is their passing defense.
Yep.
Yeah. So if it's raining, oh yeah.
And the Bears haven't played a mobile quarterback yet this season, so
no.
JJ McCarthy is, not. I mean, he's mobile, but he's not like mobile. Goff is not mobile. The Cowboys, Dak Prescott, he can run if he needs to, but
yeah, he doesn't want to though.
Yeah,
no.
Raiders, Commanders, Jaden Daniels, but
did he play?
I don't know. Actually, I don't think he did against the. I think it was Mariota that was against the Bears.
Mariota can run. He just prefers not to, like Dak.
Mariota's also kind of. He's getting a little hang towel. He's getting up there.
Well, he lasted longer than his rival from the same draft class, so
that's true. He did.
He ain't eating the W.
So this will be the first running quarterback they'll have to play against. So I think that's also going to turn them around. Kind of catch them off guard. So I don't know.
$100 on the Ravens right now. Yeah. Go Ravens.
Andrew's betting the rent money.
Yeah, right.
God, I wish that was rent money. Are you kidding me? Times it by 20. Then we got rent.
Yeah, right. We'll do bullshit. Cowboys and Broncos also.
Dude, do you guys remember the Romo Manning game from many years ago?
Oh, do I remember 2013 Romo versus Manning, where Manning went on to win the Super Bowl, and they did that fake spike to get the leading touchdown with 1 minute to go. Do I remember?
Yeah, I do.
It was one of my I told you so moments of Tony Romo is a fantastic quarterback, which I've noticed
it was a good game. It came down to just who had the ball last.
It did. Yeah. And as time has gone on, I've noticed people's opinions on Romo has kind of softened. They actually are like, you know what, Romo was pretty good. But
always has been, you idiots.
Everyone just remembers 2006 when he was holding the ball for some reason. Still, dumbest coaching just said, hey, send out our backup quarterback to go hold the ball for the extra. I don't know. I was 9 when it happened, so I didn't even know who Tony Romo was. But regardless, I'm not going first on this one.
I'm going to go first on this one, man. Right. Look, The Broncos offense is competent. It's not great, but it's competent. And the Cowboys defense has locked the fuck in a little bit. So honestly, it's going to be if the Broncos break that defense again, then that's it. But if it's close, Dallas's offense should match the Broncos defense pound for pound. So it's just a matter of who gives in on the other side. It's so weird to say that it all depends on one aspect of the game compared to both. So I'm not saying it's going to be a high blowout like that one, but I expect it to be a tight field goal wins it probably type of game, like a 28-27 type score. Maybe that's probably a bit too high, but maybe. But if the Broncos offense figures out the defense, Andrew, your Cowboys are going to have an uphill battle. But I will say, let J.K. Dobbins score in the end zone just once to me. That's all I ask. Help my fantasy team a little bit.
So you're taking the Broncos or Cowboys?
And Pickens too. Let him get in the. I'm taking. Okay, with all that said, man.
Yeah, I was about to say you never said who you're taking.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm getting sidetracked. I got sidetracked because my fantasy bias demands it.
It's J.K. Dobbins.
I need Pickens too, but J.K. Dobbins is my underrated guy. Yeah. Anyway, so the Cowboys suck on the road. So I'm gonna take the Broncos. The Broncos are perfect at home. Cowboys used to be road warriors, not anymore.
That was like 8 years ago, but yeah. It's been a while.
They've been decent road warriors for a good few years, not just like 8 years ago.
That's true. It's
perfect 8-0, but they've been solid road warriors.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right,
they usually don't do good at home. Jerry World is actually
we hate playing for our fans. They fucking suck.
Yeah.
You know what? Exactly. True.
The thing about the Broncos, I've said enough about the Cowboys. I'll say a little bit more, but the thing about the Broncos is that, and this was true for last season too, the Broncos are really good at beating bad teams.
Yeah.
It's why, and I'm not trying to mitigate their defense. I think that defense is legit, but you see cracks form the second there's a team that's not in disarray across the field from them.
Yeah.
You see questionable coaching. You see Bo Nix, who, and this is where it comes to the Cowboys of, is their defense going to be a little more locked up? Because if it's not, Bo Nix is going to look like Patrick Mahomes next Sunday. But if their defense looks like it did this week, then Bo Nix is going to make some stupid mistakes like he usually does. And Bo Nix might, and the Broncos as a whole, might do the thing where they wait to play to the fourth quarter. But I think against the Cowboys, that might not work because, again, this offense is scary good. Yeah. And we're at the point now where it's like, it's not really a fluke. And we keep getting more weapons and they're still good. And now everyone's involved. And it's like, okay, Broncos, who are you going to stop? Everyone? Are you going to stop Turpin? Are you going to stop Williams? Are you going to stop CD? Who are you going to stop? You can't. So I don't want to sound biased like, I'm going with the Cowboys because they have the better offense, but I'm going with the Cowboys because they have the better offense. And I don't trust that Broncos defense to hold up because we've seen the cracks this year. Yeah. We saw it against the Colts. We saw it against the Giants for sure.
It was against the Eagles at it.
Yeah, and it's like, I think the Cowboys can play a more consistent 4 quarters, even if that consistent 4 quarters means their defense is going to be mediocre. The Broncos, I just don't trust them. And
a narrow difference, right? 2.5.
Yep.
I think that's how it's going to be for all the Cowboys games this season. It's going to be because when you have an offense that good and a defense that bad, every game's going to be a shootout.
Yep.
This is just like
hypothetically. It's you know, you brought up 2013 and I said at the beginning of the season, it's fucking 2013 all over again. Now the only difference though, and I'll get Schottenheimer his flowers where he's due. The play calling is much better, and I think that is the difference this season. That's what gives me a little hope, is like this coach, actually, when I listen to him talk and I see the play calls he makes, I'm like, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. This actually seems like it could work. We just need to get that defense, like you said, clamped down a little. So, I mean, we'll see, but
Jason Garrett
I think
would never.
Jason Garrett would never. He would clap on the sideline. Yeah, we did really good. I mean, we lost, but it was a good game. It was a competitive game.
1 yard gain. That's great. That's
we're gonna
great.
Tune is doing a clapping. Oh my god. But yeah, I would have the Cowboys, and honestly, I would have the Cowboys. I think it's gonna be closer, but I think I'd have them like by 6 or something like that. Like I do think it'd be when
I said by a field goal.
Yeah, but closer as in like. So in my mind, I think the Cowboys are going to take a massive lead, and then the Broncos will try to come back, kind of like they did against the Giants. But I think the lead's going to be too big.
Yeah.
So like they get the touchdown, and then they try to get a stop, and they don't, or they try that final drive, but there's not enough time. Something like that to where they lose by 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, like 5 through 8. Because they were down by like 16 or 18 and they tried to come back, but that's how little I believe in their offense to be consistent throughout the game, is that they won't have enough juice to come back. That's why I'm giving it to the Cowboys.
Just give the ball to Pickens or Ferguson. We're good.
I mean, I didn't even mention Ferguson, but yeah, it's just, I think as good as that Broncos defense is, it clearly has cracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I might change my mind on this pick in the Pick'ems league next week.
You can't keep doing it. You just keep swaying to what I'm saying. Yeah. Don't remember my
coin flip. I could, like I said,
it's true.
Yeah. I need to look at the Broncos game myself. That's the other thing. I'm actually going to check it out.
Don't forget, I'm terrible at picks. I've gotten 5 games right so far this week.
I know you are.
So you should actually probably pick the opposite of everything I'm saying.
Look, I mean, okay,
but I was also going for hero picks, to be fair.
I definitely pick the Titans because you picked the Colts. Thank you.
See? There you go.
No.
I'm
kind of thinking about the Cowboys-Broncos game. I've been thinking about it a lot because I feel like that might be one of the better games this week, next week.
Oh, yeah, Romo will call this game.
Yeah, probably.
That should go the thing.
And I think it's going to be a lot. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a field goal game. Now, it all depends on which Cowboys team shows up, I think. If you get the Cowboys that played the Eagles and didn't score again in the second half, they're going to be in trouble. If you get, the Cowboys from, last couple weeks, then especially like against the Commanders, then it's going to be, a Cowboys win. But
yeah, I will say that the Eagle week 1. I usually don't count week 1 because it's what it is. But I think a better one to compare to would be like the Bears game, where I think the Cowboys could have beaten the Bears, but they kind of got smacked around. I could see the same thing happening in the Broncos, where you're expecting this high flying offense and things like that, and then things just don't work. Now, Pickens hadn't blown up like he has recently, and I think they're still figuring things out during that game, but I could see something like that too, of like, the Cowboys don't do well against people they don't play often. Whenever it's like the Cardinals or the Bears or the Broncos, it's usually not the best outcome for them. They like teams that they play consistently.
Yep, and the Cowboys, looking back, the last, their 3 losses this year, they've only scored 10 points in the second half. So, if the Broncos defense locks up in the second half, Broncos could definitely win this game, but I think the Cowboys getting CeeDee Lamb back is going to put them over the edge enough to win the game. But it's going to be a close game.
Yeah.
Fucking Pickens.
Yeah. And the last game we'll choose will be the Packers and Steelers, because Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing his old team, the Packers, with Jordan Love, who I'm still not high on, but a lot of people are.
He's where Dak was a few years ago, big mid, but nobody will ever say that because he plays on the Packers.
Yep. But
I'm having a mid-year this year. Oh, it's okay, darling. And then it's like Dak saying, "I'm having a mid-year this year." You fucking donkey. Andrew knows it's true.
It's the hardest job in the NFL is being the Dallas Cowboys quarterback.
Both of these teams, I think are questionable.
Suspect for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Steelers. I mean, they beat the Patriots. They beat the Vikings. They beat the Browns. But then Steelers just lost to the Bengals.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Patriots one that should have been. That was also one that could have gone the Patriots with. Some really bad red zone calls, man. Like they had 2 chances to score and they fumbled both of them.
Yeah.
I do like the way that you framed it to where like they are similar teams.
Yeah. I mean, the Steelers, I mean, they're, you don't know what team you're going to get each week, it seems like, with both teams. Like some team, even the Packers lost to the Browns and then they tied the Cowboys,
The Steelers have one thing in their advantage. They're not playing a bottom level team. So they're not going to play down to their competition. Because if they were playing like a 1-win Packers team, this would be even closer.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it to the fucking Packers. I kind of think they get the last laugh against Aaron Rodgers.
I think this is because it's a tale of two teams but different beginnings, because Steelers 0 expectations and now they're at the top of their conference, and then Packers all the expectations of the world, especially after the Micah Parsons trade. And I think most people would say that they've been a disappointment so far this season. Even today, barely beating the Cardinals that had Jacoby Brissett as their starting quarterback. Like, what?
Right.
How did you win by like 4 points against that? It took Micah Parsons getting 3 sacks, a career high in one game, for you to barely beat the Cardinals. So, where is this at? Where is this game? Because that really does matter.
This game is in Pittsburgh.
It's in Pittsburgh.
I think it being in Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh being embarrassed after that Bengals game, and I do think that this is the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. I think the Jets did play the Packers when he was with the Jets, but that was not an optimal situation at all the whole time Aaron Rodgers was there. Now he is on a winning team. They hear the chatter. They hear how the Ravens have almost the same odds as the Steelers. And if I was the Steelers, that would piss me off. I'm like, we have 5 wins. They have 1.
Yeah.
No one believes in us. So even though they're winning, they kind of are underdogs. I think that the revenge, this is probably the last time he's going to play the Packers. Like, realistically speaking. I think we see a vintage last hurrah Aaron Rodgers game, and I do think that the Steelers pull it out within 5.
Yeah. Now, the scary thing for Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's defense is allowed, 374 yards per game, which is pretty high.
I mean, so Jordan Love, he's going to have to take advantage, which sometimes he does, like during the Cowboys, and sometimes he lays a freaking goose egg, which against the AFC North this year, he hasn't done great.
No. And Green Bay's only, hasn't only allowed 20 points per game. So, I mean, can Aaron Rodgers, get past that team? But also, are we going to be able to see if the Packers are actually legit and the Browns game was just a, oops?
Yeah, I do think this is for either team. I think depending on how well we see either teams play, we could be like, oh wow, okay, this team is actually legit, and the other team is not. Yeah, so and I don't know, because thinking about the Packers defense, their advantage is that they're pass rushing, but Aaron Rodgers has actually been very good against the blitz this year. He's been getting the ball out quick, and that's where he's kind of thrived, is in the pass rush. So it's like, if that's the Packers' advantage, it's kind of a disadvantage in this game. So I think a lot of people are writing the Steelers off, which maybe rightfully so, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, also the other thing that's going to be a big thing is the Bengals. Losing the Bengals, that might put a chip on the Steelers' shoulder to show them that we aren't the same team lost the Bengals last week. We're going to come in and smack the Packers around, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think this one's I
don't think this will be lopsided. I think this is going to be close regardless.
Yeah, this is going to be a toss up.
It might be. I could actually see the Steelers laying it on them.
Mm-hmm.
I really could.
Yep.
Just because
TJ
of
Watt active
circumstances and like expect. You know what? I'm changing it. I mean, I'm not changing. I'm still saying Steelers, but I'm saying like actually like 9 points. Like I actually think that they'll come out and they will sling it around, and Aaron Rodgers will go for like 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and like a pick. Or 3 touchdowns. Let's say 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns and a pick. And they win like 28-21 or something like that.
Touchdown game, yeah.
TJ's playing.
He's
just
TJ is playing.
Quiet.
Yeah.
And Jordan Love's he's looked weird mid this year. Not champion level.
Yeah. Dalton scale, bro. He's on the Dalton scale.
Yeah.
TJ, I know people are always like, TJ's, really good. I don't think he's much of a disruptor.
He's not his
JJ
brother.
Watt. Yeah,
no, he's not his brother at all.
You remember when Steelers fans, after they paid him, like, oh, he's gonna be better than JJ Watt will ever have been. He's gonna get a ring with us.
JJ was insane.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, even if you're 80% of what JJ is, that's still a great guy to have.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep, I agree.
Do you know the Cowboys could have gotten TJ Watt?
Yeah, you could have, but you wanted Taco Tuesday. Thanks, Jerry.
Fucking
you were praising
taco.
Jerry earlier. That's where I take those flowers away. Like,
listen, okay, but like having one draft bust in like the last 20 years, that's pretty good.
But it was a deliberate choice.
Pretty good.
Like, it was a deliberate choice. That's the thing.
I know it was.
Yeah, that's why I take the flowers away. I would hit him with the flowers.
Yeah.
Old man, what's wrong with you? Get in the retirement home, dog.
Yeah, the problem I think I'm gonna take the Steelers too. Just because Packers wide receiving core is pretty banged up right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't have their third wide receiver.
When are they not?
And Christian Watson's out. So you're running with, Matthew Golden, Malik Heath, Romeo Doubs, and Savion Williams. I guess, and then you have your offensive lines also hurting. So, I gotta go with the Steelers just because of TJ Watt. I think he can get through more this week than he did last week against the Bengals, even though Bengals' offensive line is terrible. But I don't know. I feel like Packers need. I don't know. I think the Packers are going to be worse.
There's something about also that with the Bengals of like, and you saw in the interviews how Tom, what's his last name? I'm gonna say Holland. Tomlin, Mike Tomlin. Thank you. I was like Tom Holland. That's Spider-Man. Mike Tomlin. How pissed off he was when he found out Joe Flacco was starting. Like he was mad because you plan against these teams.
Yep.
And then you give them 5 days to be like, we have no idea how to plan against you now. And they almost beat them, which again, the Bengals aren't. Joe Flacco isn't great? Question mark. Sometimes he is. We saw last season that he has those flashes of brilliance, and so I think looking at just that one game, there were too many factors, and really it's just the Joe Flacco factor of like it was a little too unpredictable. So I would give them the benefit of the doubt for that game alone. Now, if it happens again and again, then it's like okay, yeah, there is a problem here. I still don't have confidence that the Steelers will win their division. I don't have confidence that they can be a good team every single week. But, last week they weren't such a good team, which means it's about time for them to be a good team again. So that's why I think this week they will be. Yeah,
I think they'll pull off the win. And I think Tomlin's a smart enough coach that he's going to set it up where, Michael Parsons can't get through to Aaron Rodgers as often. I mean, I think you're going to be double teaming him and letting somebody else kind of, run. That's not going to really affect him as much.
I mean, that's the thing about Micah Parsons. Like when the Packers played the Cowboys, he had 1 sack, and it was barely a sack. It was more of a tackle at the line. Like you can make him ineffective.
Yep.
But you got to be smart about it, which I think Mike Tomlin has proven that he is a competent coach. He knows how to plan around things. It's just everything else that he's a little questionable on.
Yeah. And in this podcast episode, the Falcons did lose to the 49ers 20-10. Mac Jones had a game, 17-26 for 152 yards and 1 interception, no touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey had 2 touchdowns, 129 yards rushing, and 72 yards passing. So, 80
Bijan
yards.
also had a touchdown. It doesn't show there, but he got
It's crazy. That's like almost... Christian McCaffrey almost had 200 scrimmage yards.
Mm-hmm. He did.
That's insane.
And we let Chicken get this guy.
Yeah,
well, and not only that, I'm just thinking about like this is after, because he was insane during that Super Bowl run, which was a couple years ago now, and he's still producing at this level. Like we were just talking about how Saquon has to take like a freaking year off or something, and Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey is like, he doesn't stop. He hasn't stopped, and he was just injured too.
Can stop him at this point.
And even then, he bounces right back. He's an insane player.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
good
Carolina
for them.
was the problem for him.
Yeah.
Carolina's problem is that they blew everything up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They weren't doing what the Texans are trying to do. They weren't consistent. Do you want to be Carolina? Is that what you want, Levin?
Yeah, right.
No. I want
pay your quarterback if you don't want to be Carolina.
He wants to be San Francisco,
I don't trust Stroud right now. He needs to earn my trust back. I'll pay Anderson. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's the thing too. Carolina didn't pay anyone. They just got rid of everyone.
Yeah, they turned into like the fucking Oakland Athletics and just said, "We're not going to pay you. Go."
Yep. They're like,
send them all away.
Steve Smith, you've done so much for our team, but have fun. Bye.
Can't wait till the
Baltimore. Lol. Bye.
The end of the season with like, thanks Rico Dowell. Go away now.
Yeah, when they got rid of Cam Newton, I was like, oh, that's not good. That's when everything started really going downhill.
Yeah, he was that was kind of a good call though, because Cam was not great after he left Carolina. Like he was.
He wasn't great after he got humiliated in the Super Bowl. He just
To be fair, it was the car crash. Ever since that wreck that he had, it changed because he couldn't run the same, and that's kind of what made him who he was. So.
Yep, same thing that happened to McNabb once he got that ribs broken in one of the games. He just was never the same.
Injuries do change people like drastically. So
yes, they do.
Exactly. I forgot that's still up. Both of you are on YouTube, I believe, right?
Yeah,
it's true. I am on YouTube.
So, where
I am a YouTuber.
Where can they find you both? If they want to view you.
Yeah, Andrew.
No, go ahead, Levin.
No, go ahead, Andrew.
Why am I going first? Hey, if you liked the sound of my voice and you're like, wow, I want to hear this guy talk some more. I really like that. And maybe even see my face sometimes. Go to youtube.com/ThatOneAndrew or just look up ThatOneAndrew. And you can see videos where I upload once every 3 months. But then when I do upload, I upload every day for like 4 weeks. Gameplay videos. Sometimes I do game reviews, fun skits, unboxings, collection videos, travel videos. Really, it's just whatever I feel like. Also, I do podcasts sometimes. I haven't in like the last year, but movie podcasts, video game podcasts. Used to do a history podcast too. Things like that. So if you enjoy any of that or any of that sounds interesting, ThatOneAndrew on YouTube. I also really like Persona. So if you're a big Shin Megami Tensei Persona fan, go ahead and
so glad you mentioned SMT. You didn't check the important part.
Dude, listen, I'm a true fan, okay? I'm not going to be able to like if you like
Megumi Tensei game.
I've played Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royale and Persona 5 Scramble and Persona 5 X. I'm a huge Persona fan. Come follow me. No, that's not. I'm not a poser. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's where you can
Teddy.
find me.
Yeah.
Oh, we stand Teddy.
I'd rather deal with Teddy than Morgana. You know,
any day of the week.
I would rather choose the bear.
One day. You know what, Levin, one day, and soccer too, if you're like into Persona stuff. But I want to have a podcast with a few Persona fans just so I can tear into Persona 5 because I feel like true Persona fans, because not to get too much on a tangent, and this is the content you get if you subscribe to me. But back in the day, it was Persona 3 versus Persona 4, if you remember. It's like, Persona 3, it's dark and edgy and hard. Persona 4, it's just Scooby-Doo, whatever. And then I felt like after 5 came out, we united. We were like, oh my god, look at all these new fans that have never played any Persona or Shin Megami Tensei ever in their life. And they refuse to. But they act like the biggest fan. I see people are like, hi guys, well, I'm the biggest Persona fan. I've been playing since 2018. And I'm like, shut up. Shut up right now.
You're not even old enough to play that game, kid. Go back to school. Go back to your middle school class.
No, that's the thing. Here. They're adults. They're like my age or older. They just never played any of the older ones. So I'm like, no, you're not allowed to come in and take my franchise because you played 5 and really liked it. I'm glad you liked it. Go play the other ones right now. Go play 2. It's a best one.
Ooh,
possibly
better than 4.
Oh my god.
4 is. I mean, Golden's actually the best one, but I really do like. I if they would remake 2 and update again. Hey, if you like that, if you like that content, youtube.com/ThatOneAndrew. Anyways, Levin, where can they find you?
All right, yeah, I've got. I do stream on Twitch every now and again when I'm not working. It's LevinLightsaber. I believe there's no underscore for that one. But I'm mainly on my YouTube channel, also called LevinLightsaber. I talk about reviews, or I have a series where I talk about Awakening, the definitive guide of having to build characters with optimal skills as best as you want, as well as letting every character, good or bad, no matter what anybody tells you, build them how you want. I tell you what you should give them or what to look out for, and do it. So yeah, if you like Awakening, there's that. But I promise you, I'm doing other things like that. I want to talk about Pokemon. I got a Gen 1 retrospective in the pipeline and a Pokemon round review, a fan game, the oldest one. But yeah, I also love Persona. One day I'll talk about that on my channel for good. Who knows? But yeah, I talk about whatever I feel like, but there's mainly Fire Emblem stuff. I promise you, I do not want to be a Fire Emblem YouTuber. I do not. It is a path that is not worth treading.
It also might be,
but not treading for good.
Yeah, I don't know how much. I don't know if Fire Emblem's launched for this world, which makes me very sad because it's one of my favorite franchises. But
yeah, it's simple. It's remake Awakening, guys. That's all you got to do.
That's all you really got to do. It really is that easy.
3 houses too. You need Awakening too.
Yep.
Or remake. Sorry. Full voice acting.
Yeah.
Yep. True. Well, thank you all for watching this episode. Thank you guys for being guests on this episode. Have to do this again in the future. Maybe we'll do some.
Always loving to dunk on your Eagles, man. Always down to dunk on your Eagles.
I felt like I was pretty tame for being a Cowboys fan.
It's just my running joke at this point. I'm just gonna give Soccer's Eagles a hard time if I get a chance.
That's what you're supposed to do to the champs. If they win, you got to give them a hard time.
Yeah, you're like the Mr. Satan right now. You got to beat the allegation.
Yep. We
don't mess with the tramp.
Yep. Don't have the Mickey Mouse rings. We'll be good.
No, you're not the Dodgers.
No. But thank you all for watching, and thank you all for being here. And y'all have a great rest of your night.